don't always listen to sports radio, but when I do, I prefer the sports Goombahs. Stay loyal, my friends.
Hey, yo, B, I don't want that guy's voice doing our show. Put him in the bathroom. I'm Cassidy King. I got my chef Brendan B, Mikey the Wall. This is the Sports Goombahs. Coming to you live on the 515 studios, buried somewhere deep, deep outside Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Rocking the 515 studios, rapping sports and more, whatever you want to talk to. You give us a call if you like, 267-563-2893. That's 267-563-2893 is the Sports Goombahs hotline. Ran beef with the crew. Move right ahead. Facebook and Twitter, we're live right now. Yeah, boys, and guess what? Sports Goombahs is brought to you by Castle Public Adjusters, the number one public adjusters in the Delaware Valley, bar none. You have an insurance claim, you want to give them a call first at 215-752-1237. That's 215-752-1237. Or check them out at castlepa.com. Hello, boys.
What's up?
B sporting the Eagles hat.
I was going to wear the shirt too, and I thought, I don't want to go overkill.
I know what you're saying. Hey, don't forget, everybody, next week, the big show goes on the road. We'll be at Steam Pub at 606 606 2nd Street Pike, in Southampton, PA, at 7 o'clock p.m. sharp. We will be doing the Eagles pregame show, and the Birds will be playing the Chicago Bears, game 2. They go for the undefeated season. Hey, can you believe it's 15 years since 9/11?
Yes.
I mean, we talk about that. It's somewhere in your vocabulary, in your conversations, at least once a week it comes up, whether it's a plane flying over too low or, there's a show on TV that shows the towers or something like that. It's always brought up somehow. Pop in the political world all the time. They use it as excuses, stuff like that. In the blame game, there's always the blame game for 9/11.
Of course there is, yeah.
Yeah. So, but 15 years ago, it seems like, I don't know.
Where were you?
I was just dropped my daughter off to daycare. Daycare.
Daycare. That shows you how old.
Yeah, daycare, right.
She's driving now.
she's a senior. Yeah, she's right.
Well, it's funny because I said kids going into high school now that are going to be learning about 9/11, they're going to be the first class of kids who this is literally history to them.
Yeah, exactly.
They did not experience this at all.
It's like, to us, it's like, I guess to us, it's more like, I don't know, the Kennedy assassination or World War II. When we were in school, that's as far as history I went to. We went to
World War II. How goddamn old are you?
Well, when I was in high school, World War II was the last thing in history we talked about.
Korea.
Oh, okay.
Well, but World War II was more, was more.
I thought you meant that you were alive as it was going on. Jesus Christ!
He was alive for Vietnam, right?
Nah, I was.
How old were you?
I was born in '63. So
Vietnam was still going on.
Yeah, well, I was only 9. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, I saw the team.
Went to what? 74?
Yeah, I watched Cronkite do the thing when and then whatever channel he was on. Yeah, my father used to watch the war at 6 o'clock every day. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It was
on TV. Hey, kids, come on.
It's the first war that was on TV. But 9/11, did you see it live? Or were you working? Right.
I actually was. I was asleep because it was my first day off in a long time, and Joyce actually woke me up. I came down and said, somebody said there's a plane at the tower. As she's talking on the phone, I'm like, really? I say, oh, wow, man, that's crazy. Messed up. And then I watched the other one go in live, and I was like, whoa.
Exactly. Like I came back from daycare, turned on the CNN like I did back then when I used to like CNN. When they were actually a news organization,
not an opinion station.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And Fox, both them and Fox, both news organizations back then. And as you're watching, you look at something like that, and it's like that's a movie, and then you see the second plane come in, and you think it has to be a movie because look at it. But then when you look at it, and what has changed? I mean, you were how old? You were like
I was
15 years.
15.
No,
Yeah.
I was 14.
14.
Well, actually, yeah, I just turned 14.
Right. So you were still interested in something like that, but at 14 wasn't.
Yeah, I was a
off.
fresh-faced freshman in high school.
Right.
Where I did also miss the entire thing.
You missed the entire thing.
Yes, because I went.
What does that mean?
Means I didn't see it as it happened.
Anything, yeah.
Right.
Anything.
Even the whole day.
No, I mean obviously I eventually
okay.
picked up on it, but no, I mean I went to the lovely school district of Ben Salem, who decided their teachers decided they want to strike that year.
Oh, that's
so
right.
I did not.
That is right. Yeah.
I was not in school. I should have been in school.
Right.
I was not in school, and I have a habit back then in the day. Summer vacation, my sleeping schedule was awful. I would stay up all night playing video games.
Yeah.
I didn't wake up until like 11 a.m. So I missed all this. I turned on Sports Center. That was my ritual. Woke up, got my breakfast, sat down, turned on Sports Center. They were covering sports. They just kept showing fiery buildings or whatever. I'm like, what the hell? What did I miss? I mean, at this point, it was replays because I missed literally the entire thing with plane going down in Schwenksville and the whole. Maybe it wasn't 11 o'clock I woke up, but I woke up pretty late, so I missed everything.
I was a Howard Stern fan back then, of course, and he, you watched that show listen to that show and the way it went, and then when that happened, they were in New York Live at the time, and the broadcast that he did the entire day, half his crew went home scared. He stayed, and there were a couple other people stayed in the studio, and they broadcasted right on through the day through that stuff. Probably got the best firsthand report from that studio in Manhattan. All right, other than and real live reports.
The point, like you couldn't even get. I mean, like what?
That's his claim to fame. What he did that day on 9/11, he totally went the other way to what a show was like. The importance of that.
Look at it like this: we always think about everything that happened with the towers, but remember, it paralyzed New York City. You're talking that the whole island was shut down. We keep forgetting. We think New York, New York. There's only 5 ways in and out of there, right?
Right.
There are 4 bridges, or maybe 6 with the
3
tunnels.
Yeah,
7 with the tunnels. So that's it.
Right.
That it's an island. We keep forgetting it.
They did it with the boats. Then I posted something on Facebook on my thing about the boat rescue there, how they managed to get 500,000 people out of a city in 9 hours, by boat, people coming out. Yeah. So, they say it paralyzed the city, but it really didn't. People still got out of there. It wasn't like it was stopped and you were stuck there. Everybody at nighttime, everybody was out. Everybody who was alive was out, at that point. And all the police and firemen came in to clean up it afterwards. But to keep seeing these videos now to come out and some different stuff to come out is
like stuff you never knew. The girl in the dorm room. Remember, she was watching it in the dorm room from one of the colleges. Yeah,
there's been some stupid movies on it that have come out. I mean,
I'm still waiting for a really good 9/11 movie.
Who did the movie where the firemen were stuck in there?
I didn't even watch it.
It was so bad. It was Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage,
one.
yeah.
Oh, it was awful, man. It was like I couldn't believe
the best 9/11 movie that I remember. I saw United 93. That was good. Yeah, other than like documentaries, I love documentaries.
Right,
I love anything 9/11.
Yep.
Except actually,
I'll watch that stuff over and over again.
Did you notice? You know why you like 93 so much? Because there was nobody famous in it.
That's not why, but yeah.
It would have detracted from it. I thought, right. And I think that was like the best decision.
It's like I'm still watching these JFK documents, the new ones that come out 50 years later. I'm still waiting for them to come out with something different.
I can understand. I can understand that it's obviously it's going to happen at some point. They're going to have like an Inside the Towers type movie,
right?
As it happened, it's going to be controversial. Of course, there's going to be people who are going to be offended, like, oh, my family was involved. I don't.
The one story that
I can't get enough of it.
The one.
I love watching when it has like the ABC report, like as it happened.
Yeah, right.
They always. I didn't really see it too much. I guess maybe because it was a Sunday yesterday, so a lot of like Sunday programming was already on.
Yeah, you have to. The internet has it all.
But I love watching. Like, every year I used to watch like the the full live coverage of like the ABC report or whatever news station.
The one that fascinates me the most, and I saw it yesterday, was part of the 2-hour one. That I watched it actually on off of Yahoo. Was the guy they had on there who actually he made it through the impact of the plane. He was in one of the floors where the plane came in and took out the floor, and he ducked under the table, and the plane went right past him. Yeah. And he woke up, and he was in there, and he got out of the building to tell the story. That's one I never heard of, and this one that even had a reenactment of it. So I guess it has to be true for the most part to put it in a documentary like that. But it was amazing how the story he told from inside. And you watch these people 15 years later, they're still crying their eyes out, man. They can't hold back from from what they saw that day.
Every time I see a plane, I think of that.
Yeah.
You said what reminds you weekly. What reminds me daily? What reminds me daily? If I see a plane too low, I go, why is that too low?
I
Why
do a
can
lot
I
of work.
read the name of the company on the plane? I shouldn't be able to do that. I
Yeah,
don't like
I
that.
work up in North Jersey last time. I'm down 95. They use 95 as their
guideline.
And they come right down on it.
Yeah.
You can see how something can get diverted real quick that way. But that leads me up to, once again, yesterday we had the more of the players in the NFL showing their protest towards the national anthem, which to this moment I can't figure out what they're trying to say to an anthem, a song that they probably don't know the origin of it. They probably don't know all the words, and who wrote it and why the song was put out there,
or what the flag even.
What
is the physical symbols of the flag?
Yeah, that's it was about a war. Okay, it was about winning a war. It wasn't about an oppressed country. It has nothing to do with that, and it's only played during sporting events. It doesn't make sense for them. Is it what they call their soapbox to show their solidarity towards a movement that they think is important? Maybe. But, once again, the cameras were all over the place. They couldn't wait to find somebody doing something different. God forbid you're picking your nose during the national anthem. There would be a camera that would pick you. Look, that guy over there, he's picking his nose. How disrespectful is that? Where he's scratching his head, kneeling down, hands in the air, whatever. If the cameras aren't looking for it, it wouldn't be such a big deal, for the most part. And to do it on yesterday, which was,
okay, yeah. I'm going to piggyback three different instances. Okay. Do I find it offensive? No, because I think you're an insignificant person to do that.
Right.
To protest because
under one circumstance, if the NFL says they have to do it and it's part of what the league is, you work for the league. The league says you have to stand during the national anthem. You do it or you get fined. Or you don't play.
That's what I say. That's fine. You want to do your own little protest? That's fine. In a game, okay, that's fine. Whatever. Don't do it at 9/11. Because that flag represents 3,000 people that died.
At that day,
right at that moment in time. Just don't do it then.
That flag doesn't represent that, but that day it does.
That day it does.
Yeah,
it's that day it does. Because let's face it, because when you think of 9/11, I think of the firemen raising the flag.
Right.
I think of them draping it over the side of the Pentagon.
Right.
I think of that little town in Swanksville.
It's America. That's what it is. It's America. We're here. This is our flag, and we're still. And they do it in wars. But I don't understand the protest for it. I don't understand what they're trying to say. There's other ways and what they're doing, is that going to make a change? Is a player on the sideline kneeling down and not standing up? Is that going to make a change in what's going on?
It makes it divisive.
Right.
It makes people divided because you're gonna.
Is there any all stars doing this? Any Pro Bowl players doing this, or just guys in the secondary? I don't have
some Pro Bowlers, I guess.
I don't
have a list of.
Well,
the guys
I'm saying,
but
usually they don't mention it. Kaepernick is not a Pro Bowl.
Exactly.
What isn't anymore?
He was.
Okay, and then
he's now secondary.
My problem is this. My other problems are this. If Olympic athletes do it, shame on you, because you know what? Your protest. You're playing for Team USA. Right. Your protest at that, you're going to stand for the anthem. You're going to put your hand over your heart. You're going to because America gave you the opportunity to be where you are right now to play the actual.
And
if you don't like that, your protest is not to sit down during that. Your protest is not to play. Your protest should not be to play for your country. That should be your protest.
The thing that bothers me the most about all of it, I don't care black or white, red or green. I care less. It's a football game. They're baseball, basketball games. These are sporting events. It's the only time you sing the freaking song.
If you want to affect change,
go to Congress during their go show up at Congress.
Better yet, even go invest back into those neighborhoods that you played football to get out of.
Yeah.
And Kaepernick?
Yeah, he got forced in to put the money out there. Now he had to put the money out. Had to do something.
Not even that. Okay, you didn't even come from a bad neighborhood. You didn't come from a bad lifestyle. You're going to complain about oppression, which bothered me that. Yeah. Okay, you kind of slapped all the other people that actually were oppressed in the face by doing that. And they called me crazy.
I'm oppressed with my 9 mil.
Yes, and this is the only time you ever hear me say I'm a John Tortella fan. Because he said any player that sits on that bench playing for Team USA, and he's got a point.
Right. Canadian or not,
on your shirt, you're going to play for Team USA, and you're sitting on that bench for that anthem. You're going to stay there the rest of the game.
That's how we do it, right?
And that's fine, because guess what? You protest the Giants, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Redskins. That's fine. You don't protest the name of the of your your country.
Whatever happened to that? We forgot about the Redskins. They got away with that. That went off the book, man. About their.
We got to go through that list again one of these days. You just pick a team, and I'll tell you I'm offended.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you how.
A couple years ago, B and I went through a list. When this all first started, a couple years ago, I think it was. Right?
Yeah, was that the old
station? We went through a whole list of every team, no matter what the name of the team was, and any of the leagues. We found something pissed that somebody off somehow or another.
Milwaukee Brewers. Oh man, all the alcoholics will be upset. You know, right. Any sports team there.
Dallas Cowboys. Oh, it's offensive to Indians. Yeah, stuff like the Indians.
Yeah. Any team with an animal mascot. Yeah. So animal rights activists. Boom, throw them out.
Yeah, the Dolphins. They're killing the Dolphins to save the salmon.
Miami. Yeah. Killing the Dolphins.
That's true, man. That's how ridiculous we can break it down to be.
Oh yeah,
we do something like that.
Totally ridiculous in that aspect, but whatever ended up happening over the weekend, I understand. Right. If you're upset, but like I said, my point is, go into those neighborhoods, make the changes that you need to be.
Sure.
Volunteer your time, your energy.
You get more respect from something like that.
Yes. Go, wow. Yeah. A big-time football player took time out of his day to come and play football with just go have a catch with a couple kids at the Y. Right?
But not when you're a backup quarterback getting ready to be cut.
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't work. So you got to do something more, there are
like 4 or 5 people that from my old neighborhood that are still involved in that neighborhood that actively try to make that a better neighborhood.
Sure, that goes on in sports. It goes on all over the place. Yeah,
exactly. And they're not like $1 million football players or hockey players or baseball players. They're just regular guys that are just trying to make their community better. Yeah. Do that. Do that on top of that.
This is the real world, and that stuff doesn't happen. Unless people don't give. Those guys don't give. Athletes very rarely give quietly. They want people to know they're giving. That happens a lot.
They don't want to. Let me tell you, if LeBron went to a neighborhood, played baseball, and went, okay, here's a couple million. Let's fix up the rec center. Let's give the kids a safe place to play ball at night.
He does do that without telling. You don't hear about how much he does. He's one of those athletes that does give and doesn't have to be told that, made a big deal of.
But that's my point. You cover them when they act like morons, but you don't praise them when they act like human beings. Right? That should be for all we know, he could be the Mother Teresa of Pope John Paul of NBA basketball by building all these courts, and we'd never know about it and maybe he don't want it to be like that, but then you're going to cover this crap with these guys. Come on.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's just the world we live in, though.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Not even to a sports sense, but just going to the music industry. I mean, we all did. Does anybody know that Akon, the rapper singer guy, goes over to Africa and he's spent millions of dollars to get electricity into all these African cities and stuff.
I actually did hear about that, but
nobody comes. Yeah, you have to look into it, or somebody has to share it on your Facebook to see it. Nobody really hears about that, but we all heard Justin Bieber was speeding in his neighborhood and egged his neighbor's house. We all heard that. That was headline news.
And Kanye West put a terrible song out.
Yeah, we all know that. Again, that's just the world we live in because nobody wants to hear the good. They'll talk the good at the very end of Access Hollywood or the very end of SportsCenter.
Extra.
Yeah, they'll put that in real quick, but the headline story is going to be Johnny Manziel was drunk at a bar last night and got in a fight. That's just it didn't happen. It may have happened.
There's no money in the good. You know what I mean? There's only money in the bad. There's no valuable press in the good. It's the bad that gets the press and the ratings when you put that on the news.
It's not just the press's fault or these shows' fault because it's everybody. I mean, I'm not picking any game in particular. Will Fuller, rookie from Philadelphia, had a great debut for the Texans. Are we going to talk about Will Fuller tonight? No, we're not going to do that. No. If Will Fuller, punch somebody in the face and rip their face off, we would talk about it tonight. Exactly. So we're not the press. We're not big enough to matter like that, but we're the same. So people talk about.
Yeah. More importantly, what happened to Gronk, man? Was that reported or anything?
No,
I missed that.
Adam.
Yeah, reported Friday.
Really? I didn't know. I heard that he wasn't on the plane on Saturday. And I thought that,
I heard Friday.
Well, here's the problem: if you had him like I did, you couldn't get on the ESPN to change the.
Yeah, what happened with that, man? The whole site was down.
That's why I would never use an ESPN fantasy league.
It went down. You're right.
I don't like it. I don't like ESPN fantasy. And I've always used CBS.
Here's the thing. You want to know what happened to me? I had DeMarco Murray playing, right? and I was going to change him up for the Cincinnati's back. I thought I did. It never went through. And of course, Murray had a great day yesterday.
So you got lucky.
I got lucky with him. Yeah.
You're lucky it was down.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I can. Patriots. They beat one. They beat one of the NFL.
Right, can we just stop? Stop. What are you talking about? If we're going to talk NFL, talk about the Eagles, please.
I'm getting there.
I'm not going to get there. We're going to start there.
No, I was going to work my
Let's
way.
wait till we get 45 minutes in the show to mention the fact that the Eagles
I was
played.
working my way into it. I was going to compare it to something, but okay, we'll go right into it then. Forget it. There's a segue developing here. I was going to try to do it.
I want to end up with you on some tirade about the Gronk and what a great, horrible, whatever you were going to say game last night. Forget it. We'll get to it.
We just go. Okay, you know what?
We got the debut.
Boom. Now let's go back a little bit before we get into let's go back on the Carson Wentz. When he was drafted, I think we sat here and we all said
this is why we need one of those things here so we can check back at the camera for Cashy ripping him, saying it was a bust, worst pick of the draft.
Okay, agreed. I did say it was a bust, but I also said when they did get him, they should play him out right, and you guys say put him on the bench.
I did.
With the team that was constructed, yes.
Okay, well, whatever.
That not possibly anticipated Teddy Bridgewater blowing his knee out and Bradford getting shipped.
There's a lot of things that went on.
And then not playing. Threw me off, but okay.
What surprised me the most of anything was, and I don't know if Peterson's calling plays or running the stuff, the thing that surprised me most of anything that I've seen out of the Andy Reid type of offense was the fact of the matter that this team, and they're running Andy Reid shit here, right? This team seems to be able to get the plays in before the clock goes off. The play clock goes off. And they haven't even in the preseason, I was going to bring it up last week if we were on, nowhere did they have to take time out to get a play in. And there's always time on this clock. And with that being said, Wentz was able to go to the line of scrimmage and actually look like a pro up there, calling plays, audibling, pointing out things, and had time to work at the line of scrimmage where what we've seen in Kansas City and in Philadelphia with this type of offenses, which what I thought was going to be brought here would be a quarterback not having enough time to go to the line of scrimmage to make the calls, to audible, and to control it. What I've seen with and even with when Bradford was in there for a little bit of time in the preseason, none of these plays were that intricate where these guys had trouble getting them off before the 30-second clock. And that's key here, especially when you want a quarterback to run stuff who's going to change plays to the line of scrimmage. And surprised at Wentz, how poised he looked. I mentioned to Mike a couple weeks ago how poised he looked in the 3 periods he played, the 3 quarters. Yeah. He looked like a seasoned veteran coming out there. The performance wasn't that great, but the mistakes weren't made.
Exactly.
Yesterday, he came out there behind line of scrimmage, barking shit out, telling people, pointing like he's been doing it all his life, which he has been, but not at this level. Surprised? Absolutely. I'm not the only one who was surprised, believe me.
I was surprised at how well he performed. Yeah. I'm going to look at it go, you know what? When I sat there and they were doing the replays, I was looking at his eyes because you could tell that son of a bitch went through every check down. I watched him go I watched him call a couple audibles and he went through all of his looks and then went, all right, gotcha. And then you could visibly see him pick up. Oh, there he is. You could see the eyes, which is great. Which is what we didn't have with Bradford.
Because this guy's in the film room all day long.
I know you're exaggerating, but I'm just going to obviously critique that. No, that's not at all what you want. You do not want your quarterback's eyes to light up when he sees a guy.
Well, you know what? Well, I'm talking extra slow motion is what we were seeing. Because
if you can see it, I can assure you the middle linebacker would see it.
Listen.
Just teasing.
Yeah. This was the Cleveland Browns, which we spoke about, might be the worst team in the history of football right now. They don't have anybody. And their defense is terrible. Their offense is terrible. And it's still an NFL team. Anyway, we looked at it. When Nick Foles threw 7 touchdown passes against the Oakland Raiders. People say, okay, that was the Oakland Raiders, big deal. Anybody could do that. No, you can't do that. A rookie, can't come out and beat an NFL team on his first game, in his first full 4-quarter game. First full game where he's actually going to be hit by NFL players, starters.
And not practicing it all week.
To me, and everybody's saying it too, when I was watching the play where he got the pass off when he got plastered, and he knew he was going to get plastered, that's a seasoned veteran move. Most rookies are going down or throwing that ball out and diving to the left, not to avoid that hit.
We were worried we were going to see Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
But we saw Wentz.
Well, exactly right.
But he hung in there. He actually, I was amazed. I was very happy. And then I watched what in turn, I watched all the other games, as many as I could over the weekend because football was back and all this.
Wait, the
I
NFL package?
No, well, yeah, I saw a lot of games at work because there are different things in at home. And I looked at it and went, a lot of new guys, a lot of new quarterbacks. And I went, compared to where he was placed and how he was not going to be even starting, he was probably the best of the crop that showed up yesterday. And there was a lot. You had Prescott. Who else? Garoppolo.
Garoppolo's not a rookie, but
Yeah, he's not a rookie, but his first.
Yeah.
So, but I'm sitting there going,
look who's
he
behind.
looked better than these guys.
Come on.
He looked better. I mean, he looked significant.
Yeah.
He looked like a step above them. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, the Seattle Seahawks were there, it would have been a different story. Remember, this Cleveland Brown team, I don't know. I thought they were bad. I didn't think they were this bad. I mean, they look unorganized out there.
The Browns,
as a football team.
The Browns are awful. Like I said, it's still an NFL team. You can't just.
Absolutely. That's what I said.
It's on both ends of the spectrum. You can't go crazy with, oh, this is a playoff team now.
Right.
But at the same time, you can't just immediately go, oh, Browns at home doesn't count. Like, no, it still counts. Like I said, the guy played half of his senior year for one AA.
Right.
Then played two quarters and one drive of preseason, and that's it. This guy was the least. I'm obviously not least prepared because he was not obviously prepared, but the least, practiced and least experienced guy you could have possibly thrown out there, and he was amazing.
His mental game could be one of the best I've ever seen.
Not yet.
Mental.
I don't know about that yet. I mean, mental game when you're not getting pressured the whole day, and the offensive line looked like gold yesterday. You know what I mean? Did not no pressure. He had pocket pay. He had time to do what he had to do.
Okay, let's go back then and compare it to the crop of quarterbacks we've seen in the past that we've led up to. He's got the best mental game. He actually, I could see him when they were talking about, oh, he was mentally prepared. He went through the film and all that stuff.
This is the NFL, man. The film's out on this guy. They got guys in rooms this week. The Chicago Bears will have the whole room of people watching every movement on him. Every breath he takes is going to be analyzed. They're going to next week when they come out with a game plan. This is what this guy. Now they got work on him. They got.
I understand that. Was Vic ever that prepared for a game?
I don't know. I don't remember him in his first days.
No, any game.
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't remember him being that prepared for a game?
Well, define
any game. I just see. I don't know. I just see it different.
Vic against the Cleveland Browns that day. Who knows? When you're in a game like this where there's nothing coming at you, and the only mistakes that you're going to make are the ones you force, and not the team on the other side. I don't know. I'm not going to compare him to Vic. He's no Mike Vick. He's no anybody in NFL right now. He's one game under his belt. One good game. Okay, so he'll go down in history as one of the finer starts for a rookie. In NFL history. And he's got better stats than Bradford had in all of his games in the one game that he played probably because he didn't throw any interceptions. And that was what's key yesterday. He didn't make mistakes. He didn't force the ball in spots. Okay? He put the ball a couple times where only his receiver could get it. And that's what I saw yesterday.
That was key.
That's what the big boys do. They put the ball, they get to know the receivers, and that's what I saw yesterday. What I didn't like about yesterday is I thought that after the scripted plays went down the drain, when I see John Drain were used, it looked like Peterson started making it up as he went because the team started going backwards. Like the momentum was there on the offense. They knew what they were going to do. I don't like the scripted stuff, because then when you're done with it, you change stuff around. And is he that good to do it right now? I don't think so. That's when the Eagles went into a little lull until they got to the fourth quarter and then locked it down. You know what I mean? Against better teams, you can't do that. That's going to happen. But, once again, every win this guy gets is a positive thing to the season. All right, we're going to have to go with that. But if I see entertaining football like this where I can watch the game, actually enjoy it.
I look at it and go, he's definitely ahead of the curve. He's
not Manning. He's not Brady. I'm not going to say that, but he's got that look to him when he's down. He goes behind the line of scrimmage and is controlling the line. I like that. He's yelling out stuff. I know what this guy sounds like. In one game, I know what his voice is. He don't sing like what's it good for Carolina? Who'll be singing in the third.
Still the gayest thing you've ever said.
I don't know. What's gay about it?
It's not true.
You're trying to say gay people sing?
No, it's just gay. It's stupid.
Hey, what's stupid about it?
Because he doesn't do that. We're not getting on to this anymore. We're done. We're done doing this.
You never heard him.
Yeah, because it never happened. I've watched him play numerous games. Watch him in a Super Bowl when they have microphones in every corner of the stadium.
Singing like a bird in the Super Bowl.
Okay. I have no comment to say stupid things like that.
Stupid things.
But the one thing
it annoys the shit out of you.
Because it's stupid. Yeah, it's almost as corny as half the nicknames you throw at people.
Yeah, right.
But the one thing I like about Wentz, and I'm impressed looking at the stats afterwards. And I did watch the game. I don't watch every snap. I do watch Red Zone. I'm a normal human being. I'll just lock into one
Red
awful
zones are
game.
for a win. Watch the whole game.
No, absolutely not.
Get the package. Flip.
You can't watch the entire game. No. Is the fact that Wentz, they look at Dak Prescott from the Cowboys, another guy who started his first career game, his rookie, blah, 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 blah. And we can all agree the Cowboys have a much better supporting staff than what Wentz has. The line's amazing. Ezekiel Elliott and Witten and Des Bryant did nothing. Like Dak Prescott had 25 completions for 227 yards, no touchdowns. So basically, he's just checking down pretty much, average less than 10 yards per completion, where look at Wentz, 22 completions, 280 basically, 280 and 2 touchdowns and no turnovers. It wasn't like he was just, and these yards weren't because he threw a screen pass that somebody took to the house for 80 yards. Yeah. No, he was throwing the ball downfield, not 50 yards, but he was throwing the ball like, he's making plays. It's not just dink and dunk. And yeah, I didn't turn the ball over because I was throwing the ball 5 yards every time. No, he made real throws, NFL throws. Aguilar looked like an NFL receiver.
Yep. For once.
Yeah, so he looked.
Well, when you put the ball in the right spot, your receivers, they can catch the ball, and obviously that Bradford didn't have that last year, or I don't know.
And that's why I'm thinking.
Matthews dropped the balls last year because they weren't in the right spot, or
I never understood the Matthews hate. I never got it. People were acting like, "Oh, we don't even have. Forget a number one. We don't have a number two." Jordan Matthews is a good receiver, and he proved it again yesterday. Another 7 for 115 and a touchdown.
People only, like you said, people only remember the bad. They remember the drop balls. They don't remember the all the catches that he made last year. They remember all the drops, because that gets emphasized on TV and talked about more than the catches do.
You know why? Because you also have a fantasy football, which you're actually, if you're in it, which how many people are in it? It's amazing how many. Yeah, millions. You're going to know the stats, and you're going to see, if you would have caught that for a touchdown, I would have won my game. That kind of shit. You're going to see people are even more detailed in the stats because of the fantasy football.
Right.
And they're going to know it more. So that's the way it is. But speaking of stuff, like since we're on this other teams now, what the hell is going on with people not knowing when to get out of bounds in a game? That was 3 different games.
That's focus, man.
3 different games. When you lead your receiver to the outside in the end of the Dallas game.
Yeah, that was
really bad.
He led him to the outside. He was a foot away from the back, going out of bounds.
With like 3 seconds left.
And all you have to do is step out, and you got a field goal. You got a field goal for the win.
Didn't Des Bryant do that a couple years ago in the playoffs too? When he didn't get out of bounds, dove for the end zone, but didn't go out of bounds or something like that.
I'm not sure about that.
One of the plays.
Detroit's game, they kind of got lucky because it didn't hurt them. But
here's the thing, man. Your players, you got to blame coaching on that sometimes. Coaches got to get on their players. Sometimes these when it comes to, the basics of a game, are just tough on game plan and effort. But you got to make a guy scared not to do a play like that.
Stafford was, he was, absolutely berated. 3 plays in a row it was too.
Yeah,
it was like, get out. He was like on him. Like
the Colts came back in that game. That was Luck probably in that locker room and said, "You motherfuckers, what the hell are you guys doing here?" Because I watched the first half and I took that game 4 weeks ago, thinking it was easy until I watched the preseason of the Colts and what a mess, even against the Eagles. But then
Colts defense is pathetic.
They don't have one. It's worse than pathetic. And the fact of the matter is, you're right. If Detroit had another quarter, they might have kept pounding away there and maybe ended up beating them.
Another 10 seconds.
10 seconds, right? Yeah,
that's all they needed.
Meanwhile, Colts score, and I needed the extra point to be good, so they would be tied, so they can go to overtime and get the 3 points I've been laying. Meanwhile, they blow, they win by 1 point. He's screwing me right where Cassie lives. You know what I mean? Goddamn NFL. I was 3-0 in the NFL yesterday, except for that game. Messed me up.
I'm starting to think Andrew Luck is going to end up having a career similar, and this is a different sport. Like kind of like a Kevin Durant type, where it's like he's so good, but he's never going to win anything.
Yeah,
but it's like Durant obviously may win now he went to Golden State, but it's like Luck is so good, but like there's just nobody like around him. But that defense is awful.
Does Luck stay in Indianapolis?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's the thing too. And they have. There's going to be a point there that team's so
like obviously they're going to do every single thing in their power to make sure he doesn't leave. Like they're going to they're going to open the checkbook and just say there you go. What do you want? Write it down.
This could be
because they can't lose the guy. They can't.
The Eagles have opened up the door for trading here. Evidently, it's fantasy football. Roseman's the fantasy football general manager.
Guru.
He's the guy. It's all about buck up for the best deal. So he has actually opened the door for trades, because if what happened to the Eagles here works, and other teams will say, well, trading is not, it used to be, I was trying to hear in the line, there's never any trades in the NFL. Well, for the past few years, there has been trades.
Back.
Yeah, it's back
now.
And now it's really back, because here, what do we do? What we did was we did draft day here. It looks like, isn't it? Pretty close.
Trade up. In the last literally calendar year, pretty much, we've traded Bradford, Murray, Kiko Alonso, and
got picks
Maxwell.
back. It's like the movie.
A lot of trades.
We're right back where we started from. Now, if you think about that, you look at the Colts. If things are as bad as they look like, they might need a lot of draft picks and a lot of players. Getting rid of of Luck to move up to change the team around might be worth something to do if it's never going to be any good with them the way they are now, unless they get players.
The only thing I could see against that type of theory is the one thing that the NFL has that no other sport has is the franchise tag.
Right.
If you really want to, you can own Andrew Luck for the rest of his career. If you really want to pay up, you're going to be paying him probably $35 million a year.
Yeah.
All pretty much guaranteed, but
he's a good quarterback, man, to cripple him like this. And I say that because, offensively, is going to be good because he makes players better.
He's got talented receivers. He has no running game. He has no offensive line.
Right.
He's got no defense.
Yeah, he's not the kind of quarterback. He's a pocket quarterback. He doesn't want to be rolling out all the time throwing. He's accuracy. It's not like
he got banged up last year. And
right.
Keep doing that.
That's another thing I'm talking about here. As a player like that knows his value in the NFL. Is going to stick around a team that he
going to get beat up on.
Indianapolis Colts and the Patriots, they build walls around their quarterbacks. Okay, and I'm hoping that's what happens in Philly too. They get, they're smart enough to know, and if Peterson's coming from Andy Reid, he knows offensive line is where it's at, regardless. No matter what's back there. If there's no offensive line, forget it. He's done. And let's go back to the Eagles. That was the most impressive thing I saw yesterday. Yeah. Unless Cleveland was that bad up front and made the Eagles look so good, that offensive line was a wall yesterday. Nice pockets, moving left, moving right, screenplays were working. For an offensive line, everybody was screaming about during the preseason. No offensive line.
They found their niche. Kelsey said, "Well, we'll be there. Don't worry about it."
Lane Johnson's there evidently, and from what I heard today, that they're not really sure when they're going to.
They don't even know if they're going to do it.
Right now, they're saying
That's what I said when we were on the show last. I'm like, is that a done deal?
No,
because apparently not. It's
well,
not.
if you listen to ESPN and all the shows, they got them out 10 games suspensions. They don't even check backgrounds in here.
Who, Lane Johnson?
Yeah.
Did he play yesterday?
Yeah. Right.
That's what I said too. I'm like,
he played.
I meant to actually follow up on this. I remember them saying, like, Peterson was saying, like, oh, we plan on starting him. I'm like, well, you can't. He's suspended, but apparently he's just not
suspended, and he hasn't even appealed it. Now, what they're saying is
in a process of appeal.
Well, the process of appeal, but the thing is, when you do that, where does that put you for the 10 games? Like the whole idea is, well, you get rid of him now, or if you've game 5, they decide to put you away, you're done for the season. Or get done now, so we have at the end. But what it looks like here is he hasn't even been prosecuted yet for this thing. It's his prosecution for taking PEDs. Saying right, PEDs? Yeah. He's saying that is only the media has slapped that out there for the most part. Because nothing's changed for him since.
I haven't even heard any official.
Not even sure he knows what he took. To tell you the truth,
I get that impression too. That you don't even know what the hell actually happened. Yeah.
So other than that, the game was enjoyable. Watched the whole Eagle game without bitching and moaning. I didn't get pissed off once watching that game. You know me. The simplest thing I'd be on Facebook yelling about something. What did I say? I said we got Mini Manning. That's the thing I posted out there. He looked like a Mini Manning.
How are the camera angles? The broadcasters.
Mike. Actually, I still want them to go to broadcast these freaking games from behind the quarterback.
No, it's not going to happen.
I know, but I watched that on the internet, on NFL internet. And they're great. Those guys they pick a couple games out and they do it on the internet and they goof from behind. They do the game, but they're goofing. They don't have to be because it's the internet and they got cameras behind the play, so you're behind the quarterback looking at receivers. It's neat. I don't know how come they don't do it, man. It's like when you see a player running a route and you're behind the quarterback and you see the whole play develop. It's a better view of the game. It's just there. I mean, we always see that side angle where we don't get to see the pass plays until the replays, right? Especially the ones downfield, for the most part. So, get anything else on the game yesterday that I'm missing out on?
No.
The extra points are becoming that's something important.
I liked it. That's why I said last year. I said I think this is a pretty neat idea.
You know what? 35-yard extra points. Is that what they are? That's 35-yard extra points. I'm like, when did that start? Last year they moved it back 5 yards, right?
No, it's the same thing this year was last year. They didn't change from last year to this year.
Sure, it looks like a longer kick than no.
So it's still the same.
So
30 yards,
they're
right?
at the 15-yard line kicking this ball, right? So that makes it a 25-yard field goal.
No, I think it's farther than that.
It's 25. It's on the 25 now, right?
Well, then it's a 35-yard extra point. That's a field goal. That's you got to stop.
I don't think it's 35 yards though.
What were missed yesterday? 4 of them were missed yesterday. Extra points, I think. Mm-hmm. Right, something like that, maybe more. Eagles had one missed, right? Didn't they?
They're 33-yard kicks.
Well, that's a field goal. I understand. It's not. That's like the old extra point anymore. You got to have a kicker now.
Yeah,
that becomes important.
Well, I like it. It makes the game interesting.
Absolutely.
You can't just. It's not a given anymore.
Was that put in there to go for the 2 points? Because it happened. What happened in Oakland yesterday?
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah, that was great, man.
There's a lot of good football.
It's a set of balls right there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what's his name? He had balls when he played.
Del Rio, yeah.
Del Rio was a nutcase.
Thursday night game was kept me up.
Did Jack Del Rio invent diving over the front line back in the days? Right? He was one of the first players that went airborne.
But yeah, there were a lot of good games overall.
Yeah, it was a fun. It was.
How about that Kansas City comeback?
Yeah,
Big Red.
Well, it's funny because I was watching Red Zone
ribs and cheese sticks.
And I had Macklin too, man. I played him by accident.
Whenever there's a blowout game and somebody from the team getting blown out scores, Scott Hansen always go, we show every score from every game, even the blowouts, and they'll tune into it. They literally did that because it was 24-3 with 3 minutes left in the fourth.
Got to watch it all go down.
And then he's kind of like, well, we got to show you this one too. Chiefs just scored, still down 2 touchdowns. Little did they know they'd come back and win the entire game. It's insane.
Yeah, the only boring game was the Seattle game, the 12-10 game, all defense, and I think
you still can't call it boring.
Well, not boring. What I'm saying is the game wasn't had all the offensive excitement, I guess.
You got tonight. You got Washington tonight. So who the hell? Did you watch the Dallas game? Dallas Cowboys.
No.
Did you watch? You watched all the red zone crap, right?
Yeah. At that point, I was.
Well, it wasn't really red zone because Dallas didn't even score a touchdown. It was all field goals, right? Dallas, yeah. So kudos to whoever had the Dallas kicker, but my point being, who wins the division now? Is it? I mean,
Washington's losing, in case you're wondering.
Yeah,
who wins? Who wins now? Is it? I mean, and I'm going to
another 7-9 playoff team.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
The Giants have a good shot.
Yeah. Listen, they got weapons, man. If Cruz is back, even a little bit, that's a tough team to defend. They'd have defense is terrible. There'd be some high-scoring games over there, for sure.
Well, it wasn't the other night against Dallas, and that's what made me. And Dallas's defense is not that good. Mm-hmm. So I sat there and went, "Oh my God!" And Wentz is starting. I'm not saying the Eagles are a playoff team because I don't think they are. But Jesus Christ, could they win the division by accident?
Yeah,
at 7-9.
Let's not. Let's wait. Let's just see let's see when they play some better football teams or teams that have players that have been playing for a while together. Let's see when they play a team that actually has a defensive player.
If you look at just week one, again, the other game, the Washington's only halfway through, but Washington's down 8 points at halftime at home. So they're not, obviously we're not watching the game, but it doesn't look like they're doing too well.
Yeah.
The Giants
2 touchdowns.
Giants look pretty bad, but they won the game at least on the road, and the Cowboys look pretty bad. The Eagles didn't look bad.
What I saw yesterday, the Eagles looked the best of the teams, but with it cost the experience of what's going to happen as we go into the wintertime, you got a Manning over there. He's got weapons.
No, I said of the other three, the Giants should be the team.
Yeah, they look like.
The Cowboys just had a game that they should have. Not game wise what happened, but the scenario they should have won. Granted, it's a rookie quarterback, but you have a home game against a bad defense.
Don't forget that.
You couldn't do anything.
B, what is it? It's the Giants' turn. This is it. It's 3 and out. 3 and out for them. They're the same coach, but it's their term. They've been out of the playoffs, 3 years now, right? It's time for and go back. You'll see the Giants are in it every.
Yep.
They don't go too long without becoming, required. And they still got there's still a Manning to put in it. There's got to be a Manning in the Super Bowl. Right.
There's still a chance for a Manning in the Super Bowl. All right,
we're going to take a break. We come back. We got the picks, the plays, 2 weeks worth. Some good, some bad. We got the Wall Report, Cassidy King, Chef Brendan B. We'll be right back. We got Mikey too here. Let me just find the right remote control here. Here we go. Boom.
Avoid the hassle, just call Castle Public Adjusters. Get the edge on your insurance company.
215-752-1237. That's 215-752-1237. Or check them out at castlepa.com. Don't settle for less. Get the maximum for your claim. Castle Public Adjusters. 215-752-1237.
Hey, yo, Cassie, what are you doing?
I got plumbing problems here. I can't get the water to go down the drain. What am I going to do?
Call Guaranteed Plumbing, 215-342-7200 for all your plumbing needs. Serving the Philadelphia area and the greater Delaware Valley.
What was that phone number again?
215-342-7200.
Oh, yeah, oh.
BZI Group, Inc. for your individual and small group health insurance needs. BZI offers free, instant online insurance quotes and applications from major health insurance carriers. The BZI Group is dedicated to a no-nonsense approach to health insurance. They focus on giving you the insurance you need in a timely and cooperative manner. Whether you're looking for individual and family, group, seniors, life, or long-term coverage, BZI can help. For additional information or to speak with an insurance expert, call 1-800-431-4834 or email them at www.bzigroup.com.
When you need a good roof over your head, call Seal Roofing. They've been keeping folks warm and dry for many years now and are proud of their work. Seal Roofing and Contracting does it all, whether you need simple repairs before the next big rainy season or a whole new roof. Maybe you need new siding or windows. You can be certain that when you hire Seal Roofing, you're hiring the best. Available 7 days a week with 24-hour emergency service and free estimates. Call 215-533-4066. That's 215-533-4066 or visit sealroofing.net.
Sports Goombahs, Cassidy King here. My chef Brendan B, Mikey the Wall. Coming to you from the 515 studios. Give us a call. You want to rant beef with us? 267-563-2893 is the Sports Goombahs hotline. 267-563-2893. This is the pick section. It's been a rough couple weeks with before we left you a couple weeks ago, before Labor Day, Cash was on fire, man. We were burning down buildings. We were like 36-12, something like that. It got better. Went 14-7 2 weeks ago. Then we had this 9-13 week last week, which was real horrendous. Horrendous. I don't know what other word to use. Lost a lot of big money. I'm at 7 points down. Rough week with baseball. My Dow Jones took a little bit of a spill. I don't know. Hope to get it back this week. And basically what I can tell you is that, I'm back on the Cleveland Indians again. Okay, we're back on Cleveland. We got them tonight. And the Texas Rangers. So what I'm going to tell you this week, it's pretty basic. Just ride the Cleveland over the game totals and Texas each night this week. I got Cleveland in Chicago at the White Sox and Texas at Houston. Both teams, sieves at home. I like Cleveland and Texas next 3 games, regardless. Don't even look at it, just play it. That's what I'm on this week. And you'll catch that at www.sgshow.net at Cashie's Corner. Those will be my plays. I don't know what their lines are right now, but that's what I'm playing this week. That's all I got to say for that. Everything else is mute. Mike, you got anything?
Yeah, I do have something. Now, granted, these lines are pretty early for the week 2 games. Probably going to change, but the early lines are out. And the one game that sticks out to me that I like, Green Bay Packers at Minnesota. And if I just told you that game, what do you think the line's going to be?
Green Bay at Minnesota?
Yeah.
I say Minnesota is a -2.
I think Minnesota is a minus against the Packers, with the quarterback being Sean Hill.
Oh, whoa. My bad. Sean Hill is starting again over there.
I mean, we don't know.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's tough to put a
We'll see. It's either Bradford or Hill. Either way, I'm taking.
Yeah. No way. I'm sorry. I'm not thinking straight. I'm thinking Bridgewood. I'm not. Now you got. Yeah, I'm back.
I'll take the Packers minus. The Packers are minus 2.5.
Well, to me, right
I
now,
think the Packers win by a field goal. That's
right now. I think that the Packers are back where the Packers should be right now. Okay, they got wide receiver Jordy Nelson is back, and he's my guy.
Caught a touchdown.
Yep. So, I think with a healthy Rodgers and a receiving crew, they're the best team in the NFC East, man. I mean, the NFC itself.
They got a scary yesterday from Jacksonville, but that's just because Jacksonville's offense is really good. It's really good. So the fact that they won by I think 4 or something like that. Game came on the wire, but yeah, I think the Packers winning by 3 is a pretty safe bet. So I like the Packers minus 2.5. Granted, that line will probably change depending on who the Vikings quarterback is going to be. I don't really care because we've seen Bradford. We don't need to know any more than that. And Sean Hill's pretty bad. The only reason the Vikings, not the only reason they won.
Why would you make that huge trade and not?
He wasn't ready for the playbook. He only had 7 days or whatever it was to learn the playbook.
Don't you dummy down the playbook? If that's the case, I mean,
his replacement here was ready. That's what I talked about, mental game.
Yeah, but the replacement here had the same playbook for how many months now?
True.
It's not like he didn't just show up and try to learn it. He's been learning it. But I mean, the only reason the Vikings won it by as much as they did, one, because they played the Titans, who are awful, and they had 2 defensive touchdowns. So take that out of the equation, much different ball game. That's why they won so comfortably. So yeah, I like Green Bay minus 2.5 right now. There was a baseball game I like for tomorrow night. Baseball's not over yet. I should know that because I'm in
not in my pockets. Not
I'm in the semifinals of my fantasy baseball league. So actually, I'm playing on a friend of the show. Little Angelo Bruno.
Oh yeah, is it? Yeah, Mr. Dallas Cowboy.
Yeah, I'm playing him we're in the semis against each other. I usually don't go for big lines. This is the biggest line probably I'll play. Toronto tomorrow night. They're at home against Tampa. Tampa's really bad. Toronto's minus 185. So I like Toronto to win that pretty comfortably because Toronto is pretty much. I mean, Tampa's pretty much just like simulating the season. They're waiting for it to be over. So I like Toronto tomorrow night. So there you go. Packers, Toronto.
Very careful with Toronto. I'm off them because they're failing to score runs.
Well, they're still in a playoff chase. So.
Yeah, I know they are, but they're not.
They have something to play for, and they have Marcus Stroman, who's really good.
Yep, I know. I hear you.
Against Tampa, who's got nothing.
Yeah, well, that's true. Well, you playing them to win, right?
Just win a game. I don't do your sides.
Right. So that's how to bounce off that.
Stupid little things.
Stupid little
earning. Make a lot of money though.
Now the way I earn is stupid.
You're just not stupid. The way you earn is stupid.
I don't get it. The way I earn is stupid.
This is an unofficial play of mine. But I just now seeing that the Saints are playing the Giants next week. Can I just take the over? I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it's going to be. Is it 60? It's
52.5.
Take the over. I don't
52.5. The other game we can look at, and like I said, I'm not doing a lot of NFL this year, although I did drop 3 to 4 plays this weekend because I was so soured on the MLB that I had to move over to the NFL to get some points back, and I did so. So I didn't lose as bad, but I lost right for the week. I look at Baltimore, Cleveland next week, and if Cleveland's anything of what we saw here against a rookie quarterback, what will Flacco do to this team? I think about it. If these Flacco's got, he's got capability regardless. If our rookie quarterback did this to Cleveland, I know it's in Cleveland, and the line shot right up, went from 2.5, opened up, and now 6.5 because they have no quarterback now. So I don't even know who's the quarterback. Oh, McCown, right?
Yeah.
McCown had some nice games, right, in his career, a couple.
Yeah, it was like 37.
Yeah.
Coming off an injury.
Right. So, and it's Baltimore. Baltimore may not be as good as they've been, but they got a smart coach, smart organization. They'll figure a way to win this game, but it could be, the under and over this is 43. So that tells you right now it's going to be a lopsided game one side. If Cleveland gets 14 points or it gets 10 points, they'll be lucky at home. If they're as bad as what we saw yesterday, unorganized.
Maybe, honestly, I think they'll probably be better with with McCown quarterback.
You're probably right. Pocket quarterback, don't have to worry about moving left and right and protecting your quarterback from getting even bumped. Because it looks like the slightest thing would take down RG3, and that's exactly what happened there. So those are our picks. Like I said, I cannot pinpointing this week because I'm telling you, I'm back on the Cleveland and Texas is the other team too. The 2 teams that I'm on their side totals. Every day, all day. That's the deal. This is the pick session. It is brought to you by us. It's brought to you by the Sports Goombahs and our live show at Steam Pub next Monday night, 7:00 p.m. Eagles pregame show will run for an hour and 15 minutes right up to the start of the game. Come join us at 606 2nd Street Pike in Southampton, Pennsylvania. Home of the chef to the left, Brendan B. He prepares all the food, not that night.
Got wing specials, cheesesteak specials.
Yeah.
We got all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of things going on next Monday night. Come join us, hang out with us. We're going to get a couple jerseys, couple Eagle jerseys. We can find a Wentz jersey all of a sudden. We'll try to have one. Evidently, they went out the store doors today. What was there of them? Because I don't think too many people had them because they didn't expect this to go down. So they got to wait for China to produce these things and get them over here. So in the meantime, but that's next Monday night, 7 o'clock at Steam Pub. The pregame Sports Goombahs Eagles pregame Monday night show. Be there. All right.
Another thing before we move on too much far is, and piggybacking football, we may not be having the fantasy football show, but we are still taking fantasy football questions on Twitter.
Absolutely.
And that's what's going to be. I didn't put anything out there, but people, I guess from last year, holding over, were tweeting us with a whole bunch of picks and who do I play?
Yeah.
And so yeah, they're still going on.
Can you believe after 1 week how many changes have been made? How many injuries are going down? My 3 quarterbacks that I drafted don't look like a bad deal right now for me being able to make deals. To have Stafford and Alex Smith, who had a great game yesterday, the second half.
How about this tweet from Sunday? This guy at King J Khan, he tweeted, he said Jordy Nelson or Tyler Lockett, and also Julius Thomas or Jared Cook. Now it's his little fantasy thing. So I responded to the guy. I said, hey, Jordy Nelson and Julius Thomas, and I even said, don't overthink things this early. Right. He actually replied, he goes, this is like at 1 o'clock. So he must have had his lineups already set because things you pretty much lock. He goes, well, those are my original starts, but all the experts said not to play Jordy, so I was just getting second opinions. Thanks, though. Jordy Nelson scored a touchdown. Julius Thomas scored a touchdown. Like I said, it's easy. Don't overthink these things.
Why would experts say not to play him? Is he still banged up?
No, he's coming back off the injury. I can't imagine why.
Man. He didn't look like it at all. I mean, he scored one touchdown.
He didn't have the greatest game, but yeah, you scored a touchdown. I mean, Tyler Lockett did not.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
And it's funny because, and it's in my personal fantasy league, I played a guy who clearly overthought things, and he still may win anyway because Chandler Canizaro missed a field goal, cost me 4 points last night. But he benched his 5th round pick, Kelvin Benjamin, to start Tavon Austin, who he drafted in the 11th round. And it's still, they're playing the Broncos. Broncos D is so good. Stop.
Doesn't matter. That doesn't see that people. It'd be like me.
Like it's week 1. You drafted him 5th because you clearly thought he was a great receiver. What are you doing? Don't overthink things. What did Kelvin Benjamin do? Put like 24 points. Scored a touchdown, like a 90 yard. I don't know what he had, but come on, people.
It's like B. He overthought. He played Ross, Big Ben, and instead of Breeze at home. I was waiting for that face, man.
No. Why'd you do that?
I wasn't
thinking. You overthought.
I wasn't thinking.
That should have been a no-brainer.
I texted him. I said, "You must
at home against the Raiders."
I said, "I tapped B when I looked at his board. When I saw Breeze banging it out, I saw, like you said, he's got a great team." I said, "Well, this is why. He's got this quarterback."
Matthew Berry had Drew Brees as his number 1 overall quarterback in fantasy.
It's a smart move with fantasy. If you go by that, you can't buy the best talented quarterback. Doesn't mean he's the best fantasy player. I agree with that 100%. Breeze last year showed you he was an animal at home. Yep. The team's an animal at home. They don't care about defense at home.
McNabb was a great fantasy quarterback.
Well, it wasn't great.
Point-wise.
It was like
early on, yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Not early on. It took a while.
He wasn't a 4-touchdown quarterback, and that's fantasy great.
A lot, and he got a lot of points.
It's a different game.
So I understand. I understand. But even back then, the Mannings and the Brady's back then in the McNabb years were 4-touchdown quarterbacks. Those guys got it done. Those guys could win your day. I can remember having Brady a couple times where he had 700-point games in that type of league I was in.
700 points.
100 points for a touchdown.
I don't want to be in that league. But St. Louis Rams just released their inactives for tonight. Quarterback Jared Goff, 1st overall pick, not even active.
Wow. So that's so how stupid were they? Think about it.
Well, we'll see long term, obviously, but yeah.
Goff was had the better. Well, he proved my point wrong. Goff had better experience as far as play, as time played and type of players he played against in college, as to what Wentz had. But it doesn't really matter. Evidently, Wentz is a schooled quarterback. He's he eats, breathes, lives, smiles, talks football, and that's key. That's the greats do that. And then the ones who fade away don't. I guess you have to do Goff should have made it. He should have been number 1 throughout the he should have proven himself. Who's their quarterback?
Who?
For St. Louis.
Case Keenum.
Who?
Casey Kasem.
Casey Kasem? They got him to dead? Case Keenum. What year is he in?
3rd, maybe.
Nick Foles ain't looking so bad, is he? Where would Nick Foles end up? He's back in Kansas City, right?
Kansas City.
Right.
I'm pretty sure Case Keenum went undrafted. Let me check on that.
Case Keenum.
Undrafted in 2012.
Yeah. So, good day in football. Not another sports really taking any headliners
Just
out
good
there.
games, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, every game pretty much, was
They're all pretty thrilling.
Yeah, pretty much.
Outside of that Minnesota game, or
Was there a blowout yesterday? I don't think there was a blowout.
For a while there, the Dallas.
The Minnesota game was never close.
Dallas Giants game was a little boring.
I'll tell you
what,
the Eagle
the
game
game itself was boring, but it's a one point game. You
the
can't
Eagles
say-
game was a blowout.
Yeah.
Theoretically, if you look at it,
Oh yeah.
pretty much was. Everybody else had a chance, and they were saying that on TV. The NFL is a league about the last 5 minutes. Everybody's got a chance, and I've been saying that for years. That's how it's fixed. It's not fixed because who's going to win or lose. It's fixed how they bring these games together at the end. And it's, I knew the Colts weren't going to get blown out yesterday. You just knew they were going to come back. Same thing with Kansas City. It's almost like it's going to happen, and it does. And they all become close games at the
I don't
end.
agree with any part of that.
Well, it's not that I'm agreeing with it.
Because there are
you see it.
blowouts, obviously.
Not a lot. Not like they used to be.
Because there's two teams of professional athletes. There's not a lot of blowouts.
I know there's not a lot of well, you know what? It wasn't always like that. For a long time, the Colts and the Patriots were blowing teams out.
Well, this stuff's still going to happen.
Not
When the Patriots
that
get Brady back and they're playing at home against, I don't even know who, the Bills or something like that.
I don't know what to say about the Patriots. They beat one of the best teams in football in their own stadium on opening day without their two stars, their two superstars that run the show there. I don't know what to say.
So they're still the best team in football.
Yeah, and with who? With what? You know what I mean? They did it with a backup
and their top
quarterback.
three receivers are 5'10" white guys.
Yeah, and there's another one now. I think they got
Hogan. I drafted him.
Right, yeah.
I told you I liked that pick for you.
Yeah.
Did you pick Hogan, or did I tell? I know I mentioned it in my modified wall report. Chris Hogan.
Oh no,
sleeper.
I went to get him because somebody grabbed him. Somebody grabbed him early.
Told you, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's and you look at that and you say, well, what is Belichick? He picked up somebody else. Did the Eagles make a trade with him?
Eagles?
Yeah.
We gave him Eric Rowe.
Yeah. Was Rowe worse than what they have now? I mean, the Eagles secondary is suspect, man.
He'll turn into an all-pro.
Yeah,
obviously.
because he'll get tutored and the scheme and whatever they do, they will do it. And that's what New England does. Cheaters or no cheaters, you can't. How do you call a team?
It's late. Look, Patrick Chung was one of the worst safeties.
Terrible.
We ever had.
He was terrible.
He went from the Patriots to where he was good. Here he was.
He made some good plays yesterday,
and he went back to the Patriots and became a starting safety again.
What's that tell you about Belichick? That's all you need to know. The guy is a football genius, whether you like him or not. Look what he did with. I didn't think there was a chance they'll win that football game yesterday. I thought it'd be a game because it would be a game, because it's just New England. But to win that game, to come back and win that game, and Arizona's supposed to be one of the, they're one of the odds to go to Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They got the team. I don't like their quarterback that much, but still, for them to pull that off. Now, just think the Patriots would after 2 stars. Now they come back. Well, I don't know when Gronk's coming back or what.
He's got to play this week. He's got to.
You don't have to. Let him sit out.
He almost played this
week. He's boycotting until his boy comes back. He's not playing. That's his thing. I'm not playing. Brady's not playing. Forget about it.
Well, he better play because my other league, my 2 tight ends are Gronk and Ertz. So, and Ertz is hurt apparently. So I need somebody.
Yeah.
I'm not wasting pickup on a 3rd tight end. It's not going to happen. I'll go empty spot before I pick up a 3rd tight end.
Just goes to show, man. It's the coach. The coaches are important, especially that coach. He runs shit there in New England all the way around. Never second guessed them. I was amazed about yesterday. Really, that's one game I thought the Patriots would lose, the opener in this one, especially in Arizona. Surprised me. They tried to lose it, but they couldn't even try to lose it. That's the deal. So. Nothing doing in Major League Baseball. Just waiting for that to tick its way down to the World Series. What else is there, right? Outside of fantasy sports and gambling, what does baseball got for you right now?
We're 3 weeks away from my favorite time of year.
I
got hockey,
NHL.
and
I got my puck out.
Hockey and football at the same time. Loving it. And of course, you get October baseball, which is awesome too. So it's like the best time of the year.
Yeah, I got to regroup for hockey. I got to see what's what.
We're playing World Cup now, but you can't get anything out of that. It's not. It'll be okay. Like if you need like your Hockey Jones fix, but other than that, I'm
more excited about basketball this year. Call me crazy. I haven't been a basketball fan since the Barkley years, or Iverson. Yeah, I should say. How about that? Did you guys see the retirement of Iverson?
I didn't watch it. I saw it happened.
it's I watched the, I sat back and watched the whole
is
thing.
it a Hall of Fame thing?
The Hall of Fame thing.
Not retirement.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's like you retired years ago, Cash.
He was good and bad and a lot of tear
He
jerking
made a
stuff.
really good speech. Give it to him.
It was a good speech. I guess it was good. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it could have been shorter for the most part. Could have been like
All
Shaq.
could be shorter, yeah.
He's a humble guy, for what he's been through in the whole 9 yards. But if you look back, you look at Iverson and you don't really know what you had till it's gone, because that type of player is pretty much somebody that size to be that good to dominate. Have we seen anybody like that lately in basketball?
Ever?
Curry,
yeah. Well,
Curry's pretty small.
a different kind of player, though, right?
Yeah, he's not a driver. And
that kind of
slasher.
thing. Right.
Somebody had it up and it just.
Iverson was never that shooter either, but had games like that though.
Yeah. It was shared all of his like fake outs. It was like watching people like when
they overdo the Jordan one. They keep playing that back and forth. One time he got Jordan.
He got Jordan once. But how many other people did? I was like 17 where he actually made fall on their ass.
Yeah, well, they don't
fall on their ass.
I don't mind everybody else when they show him doing it against Jordan. That doesn't do it for me, because I know Jordan's done that to everybody in the league at one time or another. So that's like nothing for him.
Well, that's true. You're always well. I don't care if he gets the best that does it to everybody else at least once. That's cool with me. Yeah. Show it.
B, you want some retribution right now?
Retribution.
Roethlisberger's got 242 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, nice. You still gonna catch your guy though? A guy you got like 180 or something. Your dude, the guy you're going against.
Yeah, he's got 189.
Deflate gate. 191. He had 170 after Thursday night.
I was like,
if that's his actual team name, he should lose points for his team name being Deflategate.
That's what it is.
That is the corniest name.
Is that what he says? Deflate. His name?
That's it. Yeah, Deflate Balls.
Deflate Balls.
Yeah. 2013 called. They want their joke back. We're gonna make an Aaron Hernandez joke next.
I got Rothenberg's got 25 for me right now.
That's not bad, but your guy had 47.
But at the end of the day, look at this. I mean, the Redskins lost.
That game's over?
No, but it's over.
It's over.
Wait, what's the score of the game?
24-6.
Yeah, it's over.
With 5 minutes left in the third.
So that makes the Eagles in first place. No Giants. Not with the Giants in first place.
That's what I mean. You can win this by accident.
Listen, the Bears aren't the best team in football.
No.
But the Eagles are going to Chicago. That's a big test.
I like the Eagles to win that game.
Who's their quarterback? Is it still
It's unfortunately still Cutler.
Yep. Cutler he won't go away.
He's going to retire as the greatest quarterback in Chicago that they never liked.
And I hear people talk about Cutler like he's one of the finer quarterbacks in this league, and I see where
what he is, honestly, he's just like a 2010s version of Jeff George.
Yep. I was just going to say Jeff George.
He's got a great arm.
Great arm, right.
Okay, well, he's horrible everywhere else.
Jeff George couldn't win shit.
Horrible between the ears. Horrible everything. His body language is horrendous.
Yep, exactly. Jeff George, that's exactly who he is, man. Yep. Everybody wants him, but nobody wants him, right? Real. Now, the Wall Report. Oh, yeah.
Really gets it.
I never want to see that ever again.
It was actually pretty good. It was right in timing, too.
No matter what I do, it annoys him. He's like, I'm not sitting here farting. He'll be at the door.
I would leave. Like I said, yesterday was week 1 in NFL football. Everybody was ready. Everybody's excited. Everyone's ready. Everyone, of course, that is, but Bills linebackers, Jerry Hughes and Zach Brown. They missed the team bus. So naturally, how did they get to the game? Because they had to call Uber. So some lucky guy scooped up 2 NFL linebackers on game day and then chauffeured them to the game.
I would have been like, get out of my car. Come on, you guys.
That's the thing. It's a road game, too. Right. It was a road game. So, yeah, if they probably didn't identify themselves, or they had to have like their bags or something.
Right.
The team bags. Because if that happened in Philly right now, some crazy Eagles fan would pick them up and like, who are you? Yeah, no. It would have drove them around in circles for the next 2 hours.
Get the hell out of my car.
Yeah. No, they wouldn't have. They would have drove around, made sure they missed the game. It would have been like Celtic Pride all over again. There you go. It's an old movie reference for you. You guys should be happy with that one.
Old movie reference.
Very old movie.
10 years before your time.
Yeah.
20 years before your time.
No, the movie was in the 90s, right?
That was the 80s, right?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
I don't know. Some questionable coaching. This isn't too much war, but it's just I find this very interesting that a manager would do this. Now, Dodgers acquired Rich Hill from the trade deadline from the Oakland Raiders. And the guy had a perfect game through 7 innings. Now, we've seen managers leaving pitchers with perfect games who are way over the limit, and they're just like, but you got to go for it. I was
reading that today before I came in there.
89 pitches through 7 innings, which is about as good as you could ask for, and Dave Roberts yanks him. He was very upset. Hill was not happy about it. I mean, he didn't say anything, but you could tell from his body language. I got a perfect game. I got 6 outs to go. I'm not even at 90 pitches yet, and he yanked him.
You know what?
The best part is, who blew it in the 8th inning? Good old Joe Blanton.
Big Joe Big.
Joe Blanton came in and blew the perfect game.
I was trying to read how it was. There was an article on Yahoo before I came in there. I was looking up some information. I came across that the bullshit that was being spit out about it and why he did what he did. I couldn't even read it anymore. It's making me sick because there's no. I don't care what the reason is. Yeah. 6 innings, 7 innings, 7 and 6 outs left. Yeah. From a no hitter. Who else are you? Was it because of the batting situation?
No, I think it's just because he's had injury issues this year.
The dude was he's not even like a perennial starter for the team.
No, but I agree with all this. That's why I mentioned it. If I didn't agree, I wouldn't have mentioned it.
I understand. Yeah. I'm just saying I'm arguing with you, to the point. Because you see that sometimes.
That's history.
Not on a perfect game, but on no hitters where, the teams are 0-0 and you pull your pitcher because you need a pinch hitter. And if you're battling for the playoffs, and they are battling for the playoffs, obviously. Yeah. But not in that situation. What about the fans in the stands? Yeah,
I mean, Dave Roberts said after the game, said I regretted doing it when it happened. Not that I would have taken it back, but I hated myself for doing it then, and I still hate myself now for doing it now. I paraphrase, of course.
But is there a reason why he did it? That's what I haven't found out yet.
Injury concerns.
What injury does this guy have? Did they say?
Jock
itch, hemorrhoid. What?
No, he was. I remember it's chill because he missed. He pitched. He got traded at the deadline. Got hurt in his first start for the Dodgers. I don't think this is like his first start back or anything like that.
Chase Utley didn't jump out and say, "You ain't doing this."
Yeah, Chase probably wasn't happy about that. Got some. I don't even know. I meant to look up what league or division this was. It's college football, but we talk about this is a string of refs getting attacked last year. Yeah. But it's back. I guess football season's back. Ref attacks are back. Mount San Antonio linebacker Bernard Shermer
dropped them
in a game against Ventura College. I don't know what the call was. He must obviously not have liked it. And this was a full blown punch, not just like a punch where like the ref kind of took a step back. Right. No, the ref was knocked out cold. But he got arrested. Not just one of those kicked out. And we talked about it before. Should these kids be prosecuted? And he was arrested. Yeah, right. I mean, after the game, he didn't even get to go home. After the game, he went to the jail. Completely cold cocked the ref, knocked him out cold. It was like an old man. Yeah, I mean, come on, not cool.
How old men getting beat up these days, huh?
Mm-hmm. Speaking of attacks over here, it's UFC 203 was over the weekend. I will bet you. So CM Punk made it.
I text you. We laughed so hard. This guy came out.
I told you he wasn't going to win.
Wait. The way he came out with the smile, you remind me of some movie about a boxer that came out. He was smiling. He was posing for the camera like he was in a UFC fight, And to see him get ripped, I mean, it was like...
Yeah, so former WWE champion CM Punk made his debut, and it went, honestly, about as poorly as possible. Like, it really could not have gone worse. He now has more career losses than he has total strikes, because he got zero offense in. Like, not just like, oh, they got no offense. Like, no, he literally got none. He didn't throw a punch. He got nothing in. He didn't get any strikes. He lost. Tapped out in 2 minutes. But yeah, it was embarrassing for WWE and WWE fans. I mean, I was watching it at a restaurant, at a bar restaurant. I was rooting for him. I really want him to do something. I mean, the guy he's facing is good. He's like some up and coming 23-year-old. But the guy he's facing, Mickey Gall, doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. If you don't have a Wikipedia page, you haven't done much. Well, you really haven't done much.
When he came into the ring, I looked at him. I said, well, maybe this guy could, because the money was 4-1. That's why I called you up. I said, "This guy, we put the $100 down. It's laughable, so we did it. You know what I mean? It's just like a joke. Everybody put $100. Worst you lose 100, best you win 5 or 4, right? So, and at least we get a couple of rounds of dancing around, some kind of fight. But it looks like a tackle. He tackled him, went down the corner, and that was the end of it.
He charged him, right? And it looked like he charged him without having any knowledge that the other guy would be allowed to take him down.
Right?
He charged him like all open and high, and
that's what it was. That's what we started laughing.
He immediately got taken down.
We thought it was a joke. We thought the whole thing was a joke.
The paycheck wasn't a joke.
What was worse is I don't know if you noticed it, but he was mentioned second in the introductions, right?
Yeah.
The other guy was a title holder, wasn't he?
No. Like I said, it's the other guy. It's only his third career fight.
Okay, but he was the pro. This wasn't his first pro,
He's
right?
a pro, yeah. Like I said, again, his third career fight. It wasn't like he was.
That's what makes it even worse that it was his third.
But apparently, he won some some contest that Dana White had looking for the next young star. That was Mickey Gall who won that.
What made him think he could be a UFC fighter?
Was CM Punk?
Yeah. It's just a shot.
He just wanted to do it.
He saw Brock and figured, he can do it. I can do it.
No, it's a different ball game.
Brock Lesnar is too busy putting tattoos all over his body and not working out enough.
But the payday, I mean, just base salary, he got $500,000.
Yeah, and he had the Pepsi Cola thing on his shoulder.
He's always had that.
Always had that.
Always, he loves Pepsi.
Oh, yeah, well, that's why he can't fight.
That's all it is. He loves Diet Pepsi.
Right, B? Yeah. Keep drinking that Diet Pepsi, man.
But yeah, so he's gonna get
Diet soda will kill you.
He got $500,000 plus he gets $2.50 for every pay-per-view buy over 625,000, which is going to be like 1 million buys on the pay-per-view. So he made a pretty penny, and so I'm sure any one of us would have loved to get our ass kicked for 2 minutes. I would let Brock Lesnar kick my ass for 2 minutes for $500,000.
I'm pretty confident I can stay away from 2 minutes.
No, you're not going to stay away from him. No,
it's 2 minutes. That's what 120 seconds.
Yeah.
So I think I could probably take 54 seconds of a beating.
Yeah, I would do it.
I'm pretty confident in my thickness of my skull.
The second main event on the card was Fabricio Verdum, who he had a match against. Pretty much it was like a number one contenders match because the main event was for the heavyweight title. These are two heavyweights. He beat Mr. Ronda Rousey, Travis Brown, who's Ronda Rousey's boyfriend. He beat him by unanimous decision. He immediately followed that in the post-fight little meetings by taunting the crowd with the crying gesture, because they were not happy, so he gave him a lot of these. And then one of Brown's coaches didn't like it. He approached Verdum, who then promptly kicked him in the stomach. So now we're attacking coaches too, and trainers, and
so it's WWE, everything.
Yeah, that's it. UFC and WWE,
NFL, it's all coming together. It's one organized situation.
What happens when you don't have respect for anybody?
So I
blame their parents.
Here's something I guarantee you were not expecting the Wall Report today, and that is 2 stories about Army football. You don't hear too much about Army football. But the start of the most recent game, Army against Rice, the second quarter was delayed. Army had their home opener, and their mascot is a mule, an actual live mule. Well, he took a huge dump in the end zone, massive dump in the end zone. That's a problem with live mascots. So they had to delay the game to get shovels and disinfectant, I guess, because I'm sure nobody want to get tackled in that. So yeah, but they actually ended up winning the game, Army, 31-14. It's their first 2-0 start in 20 years. How about that? Army. Go Army.
Go Navy.
Yeah, okay. Go Navy too. They're good. Navy's actually nationally ranked. Another one, Army with their, the win of their 2-0 start was against Temple. Big upset. They beat Temple in Philly. After the game, they had a team prayer, which there was cameras, of course, around. They put up on their Twitter, and that got the I don't know the name of the group. I had it written down, but I don't have it here. The name of the group, basically they are complaining. They wrote an angry letter to the president of this group for violating the First Amendment rights for prayer. You can't pray. So they had to take the video down, and there's now an internal investigation with the head of the Army football program.
Really?
Because, yep.
So, okay, let me get this straight. America's been in 12 wars, or roughly 12. Let's give or take 12.
We're 11-1 or 12-2.
No, we're 12, 0, and 2.
What, Nam?
Two draws?
2 draws, right?
I think we lost that one.
Nam was a loss, man.
Take it on the chin, man.
We ran, man. We got out of there.
Whatever.
They fought 30. So we said, all right, get the hell out of here. These guys aren't worth it.
Either way, I'm just telling you.
Do we own the territory of Vietnam? No. Then we didn't win the war.
We don't own any
Iraq either.
We don't own any of them.
We're 12-2. We're 10-2.
We don't own any of them.
That is a good winning percentage.
We didn't own Europe after we won. We didn't own Germany.
Now we ran shit there, though. That's the same thing. You're running stuff
exactly,
there.
and that's why we're
we made the Nazis hit the bricks.
Yeah.
Right.
But my point being this. The point of this whole thing is.
Here's a point.
Yeah, 12 years. Your ass is fucking getting shot off in some foxhole in some godforsaken rock. And you're going to tell somebody they can't pray for their own ass?
No,
Get
you're
the
not allowed.
hell out of here.
Not allowed to. Not in sports. Not in sports.
See, here's the problem with the whole
Big no.
Here's the thing with the sports stuff. Now, once again, you're getting back into everybody trying to use sports as their soapbox for what they want to believe in and force on other people. But the thing is, it isn't fair. And you're seeing how it isn't fair. Did they get the opportunity to do this like that because people were watching, or they're getting paid millions of dollars? It's like the national anthem stuff, the religious stuff, the praying stuff, and the praying stuff actually in the NFL has calmed down a little bit.
No, they do it. It just don't show
televise it. Bingo. There it is. They don't show it to you.
If you see it a long shot, they're all kneeling at the middle of the thing.
Yeah.
That's
and you know
fine.
what? And I don't go to many live games, so I don't know that.
No, but when they're panning out doing brought to you by Budweiser and the King of Beers, whatever, you look in the background, you see the guys kneeling down praying.
By that time, I got the thing turned off anyway. I'll move on to the next game.
Yeah.
We're checking scores.
Do you want more national anthem fiascos? Because I have one for you.
They're not going to stop.
It's not going to stop. So we have what's her name? Megan Rapinoe, United States women's soccer legend. So she, before her most recent game against the Chicago Stars, she kneeled during the national anthem. Of course, as everybody does now, it's a cool thing to do. So her most recent game was against the Washington Spirit. These are all, of course, I know you guys are very familiar with all these teams.
In this case,
big fan.
Yeah. So Washington Spirit owner Bill Lynch, he orders the team, or whoever's controlling, I guess, the PA system to play the national anthem while both teams are still in the locker room to avoid the spectacle of Megan Rapinoe kneeling and
smart.
So she was not happy about this. She wasn't happy at all. When asked about it after the game, let me find. I gotta scroll over to now.
I'm offended.
There we go. So her exact words were, "This is effing ridiculous or unbelievable." I think it is. I can't tell. My screen won't go any farther. It's effing, and she used the actual word unbelievable. It's distasteful, and how dare he hijack a game? Hijack an event.
Isn't that what every one of them is doing?
Self-important bitch.
Isn't that what every
how
one of them
dare
he?
Yeah.
Well, no, I think it's kind of. Does anybody else see the irony in it?
Yeah.
I mean, to me,
I think we all do.
The irony of the fact that she's kneeling because Kaepernick did for a person who of that faith that doesn't condone her lifestyle.
Right.
That if we were in 45% of this world, she would be stoned to death.
Yeah.
Correct?
Exactly.
All right. I just want to make sure that that's the irony of it. You're a woman anyway, so you wouldn't have any rights to anything.
You wouldn't be allowed to play sports.
You wouldn't allowed to be, unless you're Saudi Arabia for show. All three of them, when you run, we're going to make you run in a burqa, and so you maybe have a stroke during that 90-degree day and die, and that way we don't have to. Oh well, it's ridiculous. You shouldn't let them run anyway. So, but I just thought the whole irony of all that was amazing.
Of course, irony. You're calling it. You're disrespecting it, and you're hijacking an event. Isn't you kneeling during thing kind of hijacking an event?
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're putting obviously the spotlight's on you, because if we're all attending a game and national anthem is being played and nobody's doing anything, but I'm just hooting and hollering and screaming, I'm making an event. I'm hijacking this event. So you're bringing attention to yourself to get your point across. That's hijacking something.
Right.
And that bad choice of words, by the way, on 9/11. Not bad choice of words. Hijacking something. Yeah. There you go.
Very tacky.
Not
tacky. You.
No, I know. I'm not the one hijacking anything.
You're just
hijacking this
reiterating
show.
what
hijacking this event right here with this wall report. Charleston Southern, they're the number 7 team in the 1AA, now called FCS. They took a trip to Florida State. Of course, they got their asses kicked, and they were going to anyway. But 10 of their starters, including both the team's running backs and 4 of the 5 offensive linemen, were suspended for the game due to this odd scholarship / bookstore incident. Basically, what happened, they have scholarships, so they have an allotted amount of money you can spend at the bookstore for your books.
Sure.
So they bought all the books required. They had a couple extra bucks left over. They had $25, $30, and they were told the bookstore people said, well, you can use that money to get other bookstore items, pens, pencils, binders, things like that. So they did that. Then an NCAA investigated and said, whoa, these are for books and books only. How dare you buy other things at the local bookstore?
How dare you buy stuff that you need?
That money is for books, and you're supposed to give every penny back you don't spend. So they were all suspended from this game, which is the highlight of their season. Yes, I mean, they were going to get blown out anyway. But when you have a trip again to face in front of 75,000 people against Florida State. That's the highlight of your season.
Yep.
And you didn't get to play because you were suspended. And now the best part is they also have to pay back the money that they stole from the bookstore. NCAA.
They're the best, man.
You talk about the NFL being a greedy corporation. At least the NFL acknowledges it. Like, yeah, we're here to make money. NCAA is supposed to be like, no, we're here for the sanctity of these kids.
Yeah, sanctity.
Yeah. They'll suspend you if you buy one get one free somewhere. If somebody pays it forward in Starbucks line, what? Somebody, you bought me a coffee? No, I'm gonna get suspended now. Mess. NCAA's a mess. Speaking of soccer, I should have piggybacked with this one. United States men's soccer legend Landon Donovan coming out of retirement. Cashy, I know you're huge.
They need him,
big,
man.
Big
they
news.
need him. He's making a difference.
Big news, yeah. To your retirement, he joins the LA Galaxy. He made his debut actually just yesterday in the 83rd minute. Came in as a sub. Landon Donovan, as you know, and I know you know, is the leading goal scorer in the history of American soccer.
History.
So this is like Michael Jordan coming back,
Yep.
coming to the Wizards,
I
although
know.
he plays for the same team again. But
We got to send a reporter down there.
this is a follow-up from a previous Wall report I mentioned 2 weeks ago. Bruce Miller, I think it was 2 weeks ago. But Bruce Miller, I think I did. I don't know if I was here or not. But Bruce Miller got cut after he beat up a 7-year-old man and a son in a San Francisco hotel. Well, now the details came out of what he actually, the whole situation of what occurred to why he did this. He was apparently very drunk, very intoxicated. He actually, early in the night, it came out later that he was at this restaurant called Tommy's Joint. That's Joint, spelled Joynt. And he was trying to steal people's food that they paid for. So they kicked him out. So about 3 hours later, about roughly 3 a.m., he comes back to his hotel, and he's drunkenly trying to enter the wrong hotel room. He thinks it's his. It's not. There's a 70-year-old man and a 68-year-old wife, and he's banging on the door. I don't know if he got in at some point, but he tries to take this room over. So the man's 28-year-old son or 29-year-old son goes to defend his father, like, hey, what's up? This isn't your room. Apparently, he was the kid was cordial. Like, hey, man, you have the wrong room. This is their room. He punched and knocked out the kid. The 7-year-old man, of course, he's his son, get beat up. So he comes over to defend him. He punches, knocks out the 7-year-old man. So he got arrested. He's now facing 7 felonies, in case you're wondering.
So he's done.
He's done. Yeah. He's a 29-year-old fullback.
Yeah.
I mean, the fullbacks alone are pretty much on the NFL.
49ers? Let me tell you something about this Chip Kelly, man.
Hey, he caught him.
Here's the thing.
He caught him the
same
same
day.
day.
It's still 49ers news. Just like when Chip was here in Philly. There's always shit going down.
Oh, wait a minute.
Whether it was the running back saying things or this one or that one, is always Chip had the team in the news every week.
Well,
right?
it doesn't matter.
It's the same deal over there.
Hold on. I'm not a Chip.
Kaepernick's old Chip shit.
I'm not a Chip defender, but that team was going in the tank before he even got there.
Yeah,
People were dropping on San Fran left and right, Mike?
But here's the thing:
they're retiring at 26.
They're retiring. Yeah, but now Chip's got them. Not for retiring, he's got them for incidents. You know what I mean? The national anthem crap, they
punching
got beating,
out families.
Yeah, right. So it's a different deal. It's Chip business. The Niners win one football game this year. I'll be surprised. I don't know who's worse.
Under control.
Them or Cleveland, and I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. They're playing tonight, aren't they? San Fran?
Yeah,
St. Louis, right?
Yeah, they're starting. Actually, I think now.
That'll be a shitty game.
I know. I don't know if we actually were here when this happened, but Tim Tebow to the Mets. It happened. Cashy. He signed with the Mets.
It's the biggest joke around.
He's going to report to the instructional league.
Let me tell you, you see him throw a baseball?
I don't have to.
It's something wrong with it. There's a hitch in his. It's like he's throwing a football. It doesn't come out right. He's like the Hulk. He's all buffed up and stuff.
He's buffed. So he's jacking out home runs.
He was jacking out. They had a practice picture lobbing in. Yeah, he was jacking. Yeah, the Mets management. That's who. Jacking.
Now the rumor is the reason I've heard reports anywhere from 4 to 10 other teams who actually offered minor league deals. And he actually, I think the one thing I saw, he had a $100,000 signing bonus.
Yeah, that's what he got. That's enough for. He makes that endorsements every month.
I know, but still, pretty impressive. Like, did you really need to give him a signing bonus? You could have said, "Hey, we're going to give you a shot."
This is to pack a stadium of people and nothing
more.
more.
Here's $100.
Yeah,
but no.
Nothing
So
more.
apparently, the reason he chose. So again, this is a rumor. The reason he chose the Mets was because they were the only team, and this is true. That's this fact here. They are allowing him to still broadcast games for the SEC network. So he's not even going to be there full time. This is just to show just how committed he is to the Mets. Right. He tells them, "I'm going to come here, but like 3 days a week, I got to go do my other job."
I said dog and pony show from the first second.
And the best part is because most other either the 3 to 9 other teams said, "No, that's not okay. You need to focus on baseball." Right. Mets said, Yeah,
Yeah, right.
that's cool. We don't. What do we care?
Yeah, we got perennial champ here. We don't need to worry about
My favorite part of the entire thing is if you go to Tim Tebow's Wikipedia page, it's now covered in blue and orange.
Yeah, he's a baseball player.
He's a baseball player now.
Tim Tebow's so about him. He's such a phony. I've been saying this since he got out of college, and he's just proving me right every time. Now, forget God and everything else. It's all about what he can put in his pocket, how often we can say his name, and I blame everybody for covering him. If he showed no 27 years old, right?
29.
29 years old. He's taking somebody else's spot on a roster. Obviously, that's the biggest conversation.
Not really.
But yeah, really, someone else.
Because there's no roster limits in instructional league.
Yeah, I know. It's an instructional league.
It's an instructional league. Yeah.
He's no Jordan, that's for sure.
Hey, Jordan went to AA.
AA. Jordan hit home runs. He hit doubles. Hit balls off the wall.
I actually looked at Jordan's minor league numbers. He stole like 35 bags.
Yeah, he got on base. He was
6'6" flying around the bags.
I don't know I forget how Jordan got to baseball. I don't know if he played before basketball. I wasn't sure. I don't know what the history was with him.
I think
honestly, I think it was just because Reinsdorf owned both teams.
Yeah,
it's kind of like, hey, I need something to do for the next.
Well, he had a
12 months.
He had a traveling roadshow too.
While
there.
I'm suspended because he was.
Tebow will be a traveling roadshow. When he's there, people will go to see him, to bow down, to see if God will show up at the game with him and that kind of stuff. Because there's people who are willing.
They're probably already fashioning the Tebow bobblehead.
Yeah, there are tickets. Yeah, there's tickets being sold, season tickets to an instructional league game.
I don't think they even sell tickets to those games. I think they're free entry.
Yeah, but still the beer, everything's going to get sold. They make money other ways. This is all
honestly,
about
I
money.
don't think they sell concessions.
They have to.
It's kind of just like people just show up and sit in the stands and watch.
Like Clint Eastwood's movie, Trouble with the Curve.
I didn't see
where they went out and got, there's a bunch of people sitting in the stands.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, right.
Like
a college game, off college that has a field in the back of the college or something.
Well,
That's
anyway,
funny.
the IOC and USA Swimming have spoken, and Ryan Lochte, after his whole gas station fiasco in Rio, he's being suspended for 10 months.
He's one dumb
he
shit.
He can't swim for 10 months.
He can't speak for 5 seconds.
Here's my question. Really, does it really matter?
No.
Like the Olympics are over. What do you suspect? I can't be in the Florida All-Star swim off. Like what am I missing by suspending
he's scheduled with Dancing with the Stars, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna be fine.
Right.
You just don't let him swim for 10 months. He'll do TV shows for 10 months.
They got him scheduled along with who's the Texas senator who ran for president. What's his name?
Is that on tonight too? Isn't it? It starts tonight.
What's the senator's name? The nitwit?
Dancing with the Stars thing.
Yeah.
Cruz.
And they're what do you call it? One of the gymnasts is in it too, right?
Yeah.
That's not fair.
The guy who ran for president got knocked out in the first round. I forget his name. Texas dude. He's supposed to be in it too.
I'm Googling it now.
Now I'm interested. I want to see the people who are on it.
Dance starts like the rejects of like the celebrity rejects get on Dance. You got to be a real celebrity reject to get on there, or do something stupid to get on Dance with the Stars.
Can I just pull up one list? I don't have to look at one slide at a time. Come on.
Exactly. Full list.
I already tried that. It wasn't full list.
Yep, it wasn't.
I'll get it later. I mentioned before about Ezekiel
Keep talking,
Elliott.
I'll find it.
Ezekiel Elliott and his possible, beat. What are you doing? No, he wasn't.
I'm just. He wasn't, but he does.
It's not even a rumor.
It's a rumor?
No, it's not even a rumor that he's a weed smoker.
Okay.
What the hell?
What's that? Well, anyway, I mentioned before how he was being investigated.
I'm confused him with the other running back. Wait a minute. Who's the running back who's like to smoke the dope? The other one. The other football player.
The other football player.
Yeah, he's
Josh Gordon?
Yeah, that's a guy. No, was there another running back who has a marijuana problem in the NFL?
No, Ricky Williams.
No. Was it Josh Gordon who
the receiver
we talked
for
about
the Browns.
He's a player. Yeah, we talked about it. I'm sorry. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Take it easy, man. Dope is dope.
You're going to make some allegations against a poor Ezekiel Elliott.
I just made a sound. I didn't make an allegation.
You made more than a sound. You made a very blatant gesture. Well, anyway.
Well, maybe he does smoke.
Anyway, like I said before, in a previous report, he was being investigated for possibly beating his ex-girlfriend.
Oh, that's better. Let him smoke dope to beat his girlfriend.
All right, well, again, you're jumping the gun here.
Okay.
So he's been completely exonerated. Because here you go. Got a sworn affidavit from the best friend of the ex-girlfriend. This is how good of a friend women are, by the way. She had a sworn affidavit, which is signed by a notary, stating that it was notarized from a local Texas notary, that they were at a bar. I don't want to plug the bar here, but they were at a bar, and this ex-girlfriend got in a fight with another random female. Got beat up pretty badly from what we hear. So they showed up to Ezekiel's house because Ezekiel was having people over. Well, Ezekiel had a girl in the car. Another girl. Ex-girlfriend didn't like that. Well, again, keep in mind at the time, this was current girlfriend.
Maybe she was smoking dope.
She probably was.
Yeah.
I'll let you say that. I'm not gonna
Allegedly had some smoke.
I'm not gonna get mad at you for that one. So she starts fighting with Ezekiel, and I don't mean fighting like verbally. Like they were never in any physical contact. This is all from the best friend of the ex-girlfriend. Ezekiel kind of just blew up like, yo, get this girl out of here. Him and his friends and this girl went inside. They partied it up. So the friend, or this is what the ex-girlfriend says. She says, I'm going to call she yells. This is what she yells to Ezekiel. I'm going to ruin your career as he walks into so she calls the police, tells her friend, I'm going to tell them he hit me.
Oh, man.
And that's what she tells a friend. So when they went down to the police station, the friend gave her account of the story where she says, I'm paraphrasing. No, none of that happened whatsoever. She told me I'm going to call the police and tell him he hit me because I'm mad at him. But here's the sad part. Like obviously now,
the sad part.
The sad part of all this.
That wasn't the sad part yet.
No, I'm saying the sad part in life. The sad part in life is that all it takes is one psycho like this to really ruin your credibility. Now, not too many people are sitting around going, Ezekiel Elliott, woman beater, but all it takes is the rumor that you beat a woman to kind of ruin your career,
sure,
or ruin your people's thought of you. And he's a high profile person.
Well, that's the problem. When you're high profile and somebody puts that label on you.
Yeah, but I think it's easier to shake because now we can see the sworn affidavit.
Well,
if I have some crazy girl saying, no, Mike Walpole beat me, and that gets around Facebook, I'm a woman beater.
Yep.
And if I have some girl do the sworn affidavit on my side, who hears that? 3 people.
Right.
The rest of the people don't hear about
that.
This.
Ain't the good news.
Exactly. You gotta tweet that, Instagram that, Facebook.
Exactly. Can I get a copy, please?
No, whoa, you didn't beat that girl? Yeah, what the hell? What you
should have.
You should have.
No, but now people
help the show out a little bit.
Friends of a friend who heard Mike Walpole beat some girl.
See, now you already talked about it. Somebody just tuned in just now, just heard that.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm screwed. But it's a great, and it's kind of, I mean, obviously just beating a woman, but how many fake rape cases in the world where all it takes is one crazy person to just throw it out there and boop, that's it. You can't work anymore. You can't do this anymore.
That's right.
Because they Google Mike Walpole, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Arrested on suspicion of rape.
It doesn't matter if you're exonerated later. It doesn't.
It's insane, man.
That's why I don't go out. That's why I stay inside the house. I don't go out. I don't get my chick getting in that trouble.
It's one thing if you had some kind of big thing happen, like literally, like the girl says to her friend, I'm going to ruin his career. Watch this. I'm going to call the police. That's psycho. That's insane. That's crazy. I know exactly. That's sad. That's what I said. It's sad.
This will take the psycho away.
Speaking of sad, here's some more sad news for you. This is kind of sad in a more pathetic way. Bill's defensive coordinator, former Saints defensive coordinator, Rob Ryan, brother of your boy, the story came out last week that he was a target of a botched robbery attempt while he was coaching in New Orleans. The reason it was botched and nothing ever happened, the police were tipped off due to a voicemail that was accidentally sent to a federal employee living in New Orleans. Basically, a guy was calling who he thought was his accomplice, was not his accomplice, and he's talking about, okay, we're gonna rob Rob Ryan. This is where he lives. He has no security. We're gonna get him. And obviously, the person turns this over to the police, and they arrested 2 guys in connection with this. How do you accidentally call the wrong person? First of all, who doesn't have names saved in their phone?
Doesn't he have a different number? Or was it one
burner.
digit off? Yeah,
it's a burner.
It's a freaking burner.
Burner phone, Mike. Come on, man. Rule number 1. Yeah. You're going to be a thug, you got to get yourself a burner phone.
Yeah.
Well,
watch The Wire, man.
The best part is they were already in jail for a connection to other robberies by the time they found out who they actually were. But that would be kind of funny.
He's going to have to go out and get them.
Yeah. It's busy.
I got your list whenever you want it.
This is my last wall report here, and this is actually sad on pardon my French. I'm gonna curse. Is that okay?
Okay.
This is the Mike Walpole Piece of Shit of the Year award.
Oh, you said shit, man.
Yeah,
I was expecting an F.
No.
Right, okay.
I'll precurse to that too. This is the Piece of Shit of the Year. Nebraska punter. I gotta find out his name. Yeah, Sam Foltz, Nebraska punter, died in a car accident. In the offseason. He was at a punting camp, bad storm, got in a car accident, he died. So Nebraska decides to honor him. They had his family come to the game. Their very first punt attempt of the season, they lined up with just 10 men, no punter, took a delay game penalty in honor of him. Like, oh,
that's awesome.
He's still back there with us. But Fresno State, the team that they're playing against, declines the penalty. No, we don't need the yards. We understand what you're doing. Now do your real punt. Now we're fine. While this is taking place, thieves go to the home of Sam Foltz's family and rob them because they know that they're in Lincoln at this game. So we know nobody's home.
Watching.
So they break into the truck, break into the house, steal over $1,400 worth of valuables.
Are you freaking kidding?
While the team is at a memorial ceremony for their dead son. Can we all agree?
Yeah.
Piece of shit of the year?
Yeah.
So hopefully they get caught so I can name. I'll put a big thing on a site. Here is a picture of the piece of shit of the year.
Next to that rapist dude on Facebook. What's his name? Who's the dude that they let
Stanford?
go? Who's
the guy from Stanford?
Right
yeah.
there. Every day he's on my Facebook page.
I know it's funny that you mentioned that because I was actually going to not defend him, of course, but defend when you were talking about right in the very beginning about people. I don't know what we were talking about, but I was reading like a thing about their protest when he got released from prison. There were people protesting like,
on his front lawn saying, "I'm going to rape and kill you."
Not that.
Signs.
I didn't see that part.
I thought that was like,
no,
how is that legal right now? You're basically telegraphing that, oh, you can come out here, I'm going to rape. This guy's got a son. I'm going to rape and kill you.
There you go. I like that.
And I'm only going to get a sign. And I'm only going to get 3 months.
It's freedom of speech.
Well, the murder part is where he may lose his value.
Yeah,
the raping, it's fine. You want to say that because technically the guy did get 3 months. He got 3 months for rape. But no, I was reading a thing that they were protesting outside the courthouse. So because they want to, you need to go back to jail. The judge needs to fire, blah, blah, blah. And they interviewed this one lady, and she's like, yeah, she goes, I flew all the way across state on a Tuesday just to protest this. And in my head, I'm like, you don't have fucking nothing better to do with your life? What are you doing?
He said F too.
Oh, that one I didn't realize. That one actually slipped out.
Two curse words from the wall, man.
No, but in my head, I was
evaluate the rating of the show.
Fly all. What state was it?
It was California. She flew from North California, which is a big state.
Oh, okay. All right. You say to cross, I'm thinking with.
No,
I'm thinking Pennsylvania. I flew out to Pittsburgh, and it was literally 90 minutes. So
no, but she flew from like.
I went to see my mom in a hospital.
She flew from NoCal to SoCal for the sole purpose of protesting. You need better.
I like that.
You need a better hobby.
You need a job.
She said no. She has a job. She even said in the interview, "I called out of work for this." Right. Are you kidding? First of all, I work at a place where if you call out, everyone needs to know why. If someone's like, "Hey, did you hear Debbie called out because she's protesting?" I mean, are you kidding me? I'm over here getting yelled at all day, and you're protesting?
It's always the 60s in SoCal.
Yeah, right.
I was so angry when
SoCal I wanted SoCal and Lime. Or it's SoCo. Never mind.
SoCo. I was so angry when I heard this. I'm like, not the fact that he got exonerated after 3 months of rape. I'm pissed off that you took a day off of work to fly across the state just so you can protest, which is going to do nothing. That judge isn't going to get fired.
Yep.
This guy's not going to go back to jail.
I love it when people go, oh, you know what? Wait, you know what? Since you flew all the way down here from Northern California, I might be wrong. Hold on.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to go back.
Because how many times?
I'm going to go back inside.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the cuffs back on. Because you're really committed to this.
Well, yeah, how many times
you're committed to your stance?
You can't even get away with that shit on Jeopardy. I want to change my answer. No, you can't. The answer's already there. You can't. And that's a game show. This is life. You know what I mean?
When has a protest ever worked?
Exactly.
Honestly, when has it ever worked?
When is a protest? Never. I don't.
Never.
You should get run over by the end of the day. Or never. You're right.
It's funny, and I saw another person on Facebook. He put up a status about how he was tempted to run over a protester in Philly because they were protesting for the release of somebody. There was some guy from like the black activist who apparently murdered a cop in like the 80s. Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay,
because I had to Google.
I'm like tormented that you don't know about that
before you were born.
I know, but still.
So when a guy said that, I had to Google.
So Faulkner, God's sake.
Yeah, exactly. I see the Faulkner things all over the place. Right. So in my
good. You know what? I'm actually happy you know the cop and not the
killer. I do know the cop.
All right. You know what? I want to. There you go. I want to change my answer now.
There's some positives in the world. No, so I had to Google to see what happened. I'm like, wait, this happened like years ago. People are still protesting.
There's actors that are real into that. In Hollywood, Ed Asner, there's a bunch of them too.
But here's the thing with Ed Asner: everything I've ever read about that part of it is he doesn't care about the case. He just doesn't want the death penalty, which is fine. Yeah. Okay, just be against the death penalty, but don't come out here. I mean,
don't block my drive to work.
For God's sakes, his widow will walk out of court after all this, every year this bullshit comes up or whatever, and she would get spit on by protesters.
Yep.
Spit on.
The widow of who? Faulkner?
Yeah. Spit on, for
Yep.
God's sake. She doesn't even live around here anymore.
I'm so sorry that my husband was murdered.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that
I'm sorry about that.
I don't think it was Black Lives Matter guy. That was 35 years ago.
No, the Black Lives Matter guy. I read all about him. It's funny actually. Rick, so this is after the whole 975 Dwayne from Swedesboro fiasco, and they had the head of the studio had to meet with They said that the leader or like the head of the Black Lives Matter Philadelphia. I'm like, first of all, how do you get that title? Is it a paying gig? What do you do for a living? Yeah, I'm the head of Black Lives Matter Philly. Oh. Did you run for that office? Did you just kind of tell everybody, hey, this is what I do, and then people just kind of accepted it at some point? Like, how do you even get these? I need to know more about this. I need to know more about it. I need to know more. Maybe I should say something really offensive. So he needs to meet with me, and I'm just gonna ask him, like, "Look, dude, what do you do? Do you wake up in the morning, put a suit and tie on, and go to your office?" Could you
imagine Mikey in the room with him
at BLM?
So what's your problem, man? Oh no, nothing. I just wanted to interview you.
I just needed to talk to you.
I need some questions.
How did you get to where you are?
Quick update on the Pittsburgh Steelers game. Do you have Antonio Brown too?
He's got 2 touchdowns, at least.
Do you have Antonio Brown too?
Did he score again?
No, my guy does. Yeah, all right,
I have Williams.
It's 30. It's 30. I think it's 32-16 or 30.
Oh, wait a minute.
31-16.
Yeah, just checking. All right, I'm sorry. Go back.
I'm done.
You're done.
No, I have Williams. Yeah, he's got 31 points for me.
D'Angelo?
Yeah.
He's got $115 and a touchdown.
And Rothenberg. I'm only 60 behind.
And 6 catches too.
I'm only 60 behind, Cash.
60 behind? That's not bad. That makes you look good in the standings.
I was like, what? I never got any notification about Gronk.
You
started him?
Yeah.
You got a sleeper of the week?
Fancy?
Yeah. So you have people.
I mean, there's still little games going on right now. I'm not really haven't looked at it yet.
Okay. Before you go, you wanted the list.
Yeah, I went to list.
Okay, you got on your Dancing with Stars, you got Jake T. Austin.
I believe
an
he's
actor.
An actor. No, it's actually hilarious that you mentioned that. I have a lot of segues here. Wow. Remember when you asked me if I watched the Giants-Cowboys game?
Yeah.
And nobody really commented on the fact that I said no, I was watching Hotel for Dogs.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that.
I did say that. That's a movie. That's the movie I was watching with my girlfriend's child. Jake T. Austin, I believe, is a star of Hotel for Dogs.
There you go.
So he's
and I'm assuming that she has a baby face. So that's who your next guy is. There, you could segue.
Babyface?
Babyface is the next one.
Who's Babyface?
He's
a singer.
It is Jake T. Austin. Yes, I was right.
Mary Lou Henner.
Never heard of her.
From Taxi.
Nah, see, that's why.
The redheaded girl in Taxi.
Is she old?
Yeah, but I mean,
a dance ball. Yeah, Mary.
Yeah, she. I mean, but here's the thing about it. She's one of those people with eidetic memories.
Yeah.
I saw her on on 60 Minutes or whatever. She remembers everything from every day.
She better win then.
Yeah, every day.
Show her the dance moves one time. She's got it down.
Yeah, Laurie Hernandez, the Olympic gymnast, the girl from Jersey there, said she was the one that won the gold medal this year.
I don't want. We already chronologized how I didn't watch the Olympics. So
said she's going to Wawa. If she won her gold medal?
Nope.
No? Oh, okay. All right.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Let's see. James Hinecliffe, IndyCar driver.
Next.
Oh, come on, man.
Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, there you go.
Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
That's his career will culminate on the dance floor.
Tara Jolie.
No.
Reality TV star. I don't know who that is. Calvin Johnson, Megatron.
Yeah, I did see that.
Calvin Johnson. There you go.
That's a name.
He's going Hollywood.
Yeah.
Why you tired?
Janet Kramer. Country's music star.
Nah.
Brian Lochte.
Yeah, he's a full-blown idiot.
Marie McCormack.
Oh, Marie McCormack. She was
Is that the Brady Bunch?
Brady Bunch, yeah.
Is that her?
Yeah.
Which one was that?
Oh, it's a remake of the Brady Bunch, right? Isn't that what he calls his wife?
Ben Stiller?
Yeah, right?
No.
Her?
Ben Stiller's wife. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, right?
Marie McCormack. Which Brady was she?
She was the hot
Marsha.
one. Marsha.
That's
Marsha in
Marsha?
the remake one. Yeah, in the remake, not the original.
The remake. They had a remake of the Brady Bunch?
And no, she's not the one married to Ben Stiller. This is the original one, I think.
Yeah, Marie McCormack's the original. Yeah,
Marie
she's
McCormack's the
about
original
80
one.
years old.
Oh, yeah, it is her.
She's not 80.
Yeah.
She's 50.
Born in 56.
Same age as you, probably.
Oh, she's not born in 63.
Amber Rose.
Oh, Jesus
Amber Rose.
Christ.
Yeah.
Philly's own.
And Rick Perry. There's your political.
Yeah, Rick Perry. That's it. I want to see him dance a goof. He wears his glasses while he dances.
Who's the one that looks like her? Who's Ben Stiller's wife?
I don't
you know, it looks like her,
yeah,
right?
You know,
she played her. Wasn't she in one
Silver?
of
Is
No.
I'm thinking that
That's Ben Stiller you're thinking of.
no,
Christine Taylor.
Christine Taylor.
I don't know that. I don't know
Looks like her, though. Yeah.
Better look.
Young.
From Allentown, Christine Taylor. Look at this. A lot of local ties today.
Yeah.
Downtown's own Christine.
On that
Taylor.
note, been here too long. Sorry, my wall report is too extensive.
Happens. All right, that's our show. Remember, next week, we ain't here, but we are here. We'll be live at Steam Pub, 606 2nd Street Pike, Southampton, PA. 7 p.m. sharp. Sports Goombahs are doing the Eagles pregame Monday night special. I'll be there, the wall, chef, bunch of people. We give them out some jerseys, some T-shirts, have a few beers, some hamburgers. What else, guys? That's it. That's it. We'll catch you next week. Sports Goombahs. We're out of here.